Welcome to the Nomad Network, your first stop for complete and comprehensive Chicago Bears football coverage. Dive deep into analyses, updates, and all things Bears. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss a beat. Thank you in advance for your support. We promise to bring you the best because together we're unstoppable. Go Bears.
Yo, No Maniacs. Welcome to another edition of Some Extra Sauce. I'm your host, Nomad. And yes, today is the first real day of football practice. And yes, today started a whole other era of Chicago Bears football. And got the reporters and the people that do podcasts off to a kind of a wrong start, in my opinion. But there's the people that do podcasts and they're reporters and they're going to report what they see and people react to it the way they react to it. But we got to, you guys tune into the Nomad Network for a reason. That reason is, I believe, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, there's some experience here that you guys can relate to. Some kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, know-how. There's something to how we do podcasts and how we break down the details of what goes on in a training camp. And especially this time of the year and during games, it's perspective we can put things in can kind of probably soothe your nerves, kind of, because if you look at a lot of stuff out there right now, you're going to be nervous hearing about the stuff with Caleb Williams, the offense getting kicked off the field and all that kind of stuff. But what we're going to do is hopefully you guys, my co-host Kids and Trip, will roll with me and we'll take item by item and talk about them, because that's what we do over here, man. We talk about football in a deep way. We're going to break it down and give you a little insights into what you probably hearing about, what you might think is going on probably ain't exactly what you think is going on. So we're going to break it down over here today. It's a lot to talk about. It's quite a bit to talk about. We got signings, we got releases, we got players that's not playing and all that kind of stuff going on. But we're going to take our time and we're going to go through it all. Our fourth horseman is probably watching the show right now. That is Samo. He was supposed to be on the show tonight, but the Bambinos at the house, man, they got him. They probably wrestling with him, slinging spaghetti and pizza at him and everything, man. They got him under control right now. He does not have the kids under control, and his lady ain't gonna be back for a little while. So we was hoping to have him here tonight, but we're gonna get through it. Hopefully we'll get him here later on or not. I don't know. We'll see. But before I can even carry on even further, let me send this bounce pass in between somebody's legs. My guy, the Canuck in Canada, man. Let me see what he does with the rock.
Oh, boom. Yo, backyard, we call him Pickney. You know what I mean? Call him Pickney. No Bambino business. Keds, the Canuck, live and direct. It's Wednesday night. That means it's time for some extra sauce. Got all sauced up a little bit earlier on. I'm sober now. Had some nice little steak and whiskey and what have you. We're doing very well over here in Canada. Apparently the Bears are doing very well too. So I got none. Well, we'll see if I got complaints. I probably have complaints. We'll run it down the line though and address it as it should be. But we will start by addressing all of y'all, giving you guys out there a little bit of love. We'll start with my guy, the good minister Charles Johnson, and my guy Daryl Gibson. It's been a minute since we've seen you, Daryl. Hopefully everything is good, my dog. Hopefully life is good. Shout out to Liberty's Outlook. Shout out to Marlon Johnson. He's a super no maniac. You should be as well. Big shout out to It's Crimson You Dig with the Ranch, because Crimson's always here live and direct early. The Immortal Nodge is right behind him early. Gotta love that. Just jumping into the chat. Hey man, just giving everybody a little bit of love as we break it down. And hey, by all means, we are multi-streaming, so go check me out right over at Kez the Canuck here on YouTube. Give me a like, share, subscribe, a little bit of commentary as you go through with us, and do the exact same for the big homie underneath me. That's Triple R. Give him a little bit of love at Sports Chicago style. Triple R, what it do, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, Nomad, kids, and all the No Maniacs and everybody out there? I'll just keep it simple and just do a little shameless self-promotion. Sports Chicago Style. Check out the recent videos that we've put up with the crew that are breaking down the positional groupings and their coaches for every group on the team, every position group on the team. So we got those rolling, and also a couple special announcements. If you all, or if you don't know, Trip has had his exercise vlog going, but he's transitioning that into what has become Coach Tripping and Trip's new channel, Trip Kundo. And it's going to be like, I guess he described it as if Tai Chi and yoga and martial arts all had like an orgy, and Trip is their bastard child.
Wow, that was very
Yeah.
sexual.
So, that's Trip Kundo. Be on the watch out for that. And then also Chef Trips, is a favor here, MFer in the kitchen. But he's also branching out and spreading his wings to start his own channel, Shay Trips with Chef Trips. So, the Sports Chicago Style family is growing, and we appreciate all of your support.
Damn, I thought we had a lot of trips now, but we about to get multiple trips. Chef Trips, Trips Kundo, Jacques Cousteau. Who else?
This is hard telling, because the Sports Chicago Style crew just has an opening for all voices who want to be heard. And so far, these are just, the loudest ones that, have content all ready to go, or not ready to go, but formulated to be ready to go. Everybody else is, still sending us emails and all kind of stuff to be a part of the crew. But you know how it goes.
Hey, man. Hey, Nas says, can I drop 40 in years to Trips? Do I? I'm not long. We're something old ass man. I don't know what that one meant. You know what? It's almost like he's trying to say, you know what? You know what? I'm just, forget what Nas said there. You ain't never.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it meant.
Trips, Coach Tripping, Chef Kundo ain't never invited me on the show, man. So the hell with y'all, man. I don't like y'all cats, man. Invite me on the show.
Shots fired.
Well, actually, technically, nobody's been invited other than the crew, because we've been, doing our own internal thing. And as the expression goes, there are a lot of mouths to feed. Everybody has thoughts. And so it's like putting it all out there. But now that everyone is, well, not everyone, but the crew are able to break up the content wise. So that will leave more time on the schedule for Sports Chicago Style and the Bears Talk to maybe focus more on football while they branch out, and do other content, other verticals and such.
Translation? F you, no man.
Hey, you know what? That's the first time I ever heard it. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, but hey, kid, you were about to say something, and I started with the intro. The intro was new, and
I was gonna say, why are you holding out on the beats though? What's up with that?
What you talking about, man?
Where'd that beat come from?
I made it.
This is exactly what I expected you to say. That was a nice ass beat. Like no maniacs, you hear that beat coming in, hear that intro. The intro was dope. I thought the intro was nice. I like the beat. You're holding out, bro.
Hey man, look, man. I told you. I'm just now learning. This might sound like the dumbest thing in
it's gonna. You keep going.
I'm just now learning how to convert files. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. But,
you know what though? You're like when you
look where you guys found me at, kids. Look where y'all found me. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. When you figure that out, your prowess is going to jump with respect to audio production. It's gonna jump because that was the first. I don't know how to do 90% of the other stuff, but that's like the first thing I learned. Figured out how to convert because, and like the reason for it is because I at the time was burning CDs, So I'm converting files from WAV file to MP3, and it's more or less the same thing that you need to do. So I was converting files way back then. Eventually, I started burning CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays, and I used to sell them. You know what I mean? I used to sell them out the back of my car. So, you want a movie? What movie you want? It was crack on my. I used to sit in the back, sit in the used to sit in the Blockbuster parking lot and just hawk these things.
Master Kids.
There you go, man. That's exactly what I was doing. The good old Master P.
You put me out there. I have to lay it bare, man. I did not know these things, man. When it came to technology, I'm still green to it. You know what I mean? It's the learning curve. I'm getting around it now, pretty good.
Well, now you know how to convert a file. Now you'll master the next thing, then the next thing, and the next thing. You'll get there.
It's gonna jump. It's gonna jump.
Yeah. And speaking of Immortal, hustling out the back of the trunk, he said he want to drop 40 for trips. Well, shit, hit up my they said nothing but a word, homie. Patreon
40 years to trips.
40 years.
Sports Chicago style. Oh wait, what's that?
40 years. He's trying to shave off some time.
Oh, I thought he was trying to shave off some paper.
I'm just trying to go back in time, bro. That's what's going on. And he's trying to give you the Benjamin Button, so you get old and he gets young.
Well, just so he knows if he wants to come out with some Benjamin Franklins or anybody else, the Patreon and the Ko-fi at Sports Chicago style.
Well played, sir.
That's how to do it, Trip. That's how to do it, bro.
Well played. Oh man, yeah, no, it was a nice little intro. I was like, who's honey? She's nice, and then the beat kicked in. I was like, damn, this guy holding out on the beats. He told me he produces beats. I've heard some beats. They're all right, but that beat was dope. I'm
just now, and speaking to Scrolls, it is fun learning, man. It was definitely fun learning some stuff that I probably should have learned 10 years ago, however long ago, but learning it now, I'm getting better. And, I'm able to produce more. And I mean, not just music. I'm talking about able to do little things for the channel, do different things for you all. So everything stay fresh. And, I like that, man. I like fresh. I don't like old and stale. You know what I mean? I like to keep things kind of moving a little bit, man. So me learning how to do little things like that, it's fun, man. It really is, man. And Kez said something to me about the beat. Now he laid me bare. I didn't want nobody to know I didn't know how to convert files, but I did. Truth is, I ain't embarrassed, but it's the truth.
No worries, man. Like I say, if that was a hurdle for you, now that you're figuring it out, the learning curve is pretty slim. And the reason why I say that is you could have damn well asked me, first of all. Second of all, there's programs out there that'll do most of that file conversion for you. So just keep your eyes peeled out there. Jump into ChatGPT, ask them for file. What programs are free that do file conversion and that'll help you.
What Scroll's talking about? He says, get you a Stream Deck Mini next. No, man. What's that?
Oh, that's some of that nerd stuff right there.
Yeah, we'll talk later. We'll talk about that. Nice little link though. Scrolls knows what's up. That Stream Deck is for this stuff though. It's for what we do.
Well, that's what he would need it for now.
Well, not necessarily for beat production, which is really what we're talking about. Stream Deck Mini is for it's for this. It's for.
Well, I mean, if you were like specifically talking about beat production, whereas I think Scrolls is like Nomad, expand your goddamn horizons, and now you're gonna get into some other technology that guess what? You're gonna have to plug in via some USB cords and shit. You're gonna need some external pieces that you're gonna have to manage and maneuver and figure out what they for. Like the podcast.
A little bit of that's going on.
That stuff floating around his crib.
Yeah, I got shit now.
Scrolls, if I told you what he has in his crib, you'd be like, oh damn, okay. Like you probably don't even need a Stream Deck. Like he's got an MPC, I believe, and I'm also pretty sure he's got a Korg Triton floating around.
So basically he got some nice ass paperweights.
Yeah. I got one too. Where's my paperweight at?
Hey, did y'all notice? We need to rename Minister Charles to Minister Catfish, man.
Oh,
for the first time in a while, he came in here and he wasn't eating catfish. Mr. Charles says he
baked catfish yesterday.
He said, I ate baked catfish yesterday, killing some homemade chicken and noodles now.
Nice. Yeah, you see, you got to make sure you make that homemade tartar sauce with the dill. Nice dill.
See, you know about fish.
See,
my guy Chip been talking to the chef, and the chef got it down, bro.
Well, I'll be listening to the content. You know what I'm saying? It's not just all about his pretty face. He's got a brain in there too, and there's some knowledgeable kitchen tips. And it's like when I go into my kitchen, it's like, oh shit, that's right. Chef Trips was like boom, 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 and so I do it like boom, 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 and it's like yeah. So
let me disrespect the wife for a minute. She's a terrible cook, but
damn.
Oh shit. You did not say that live.
I said it live and direct. So if she's watching, I'm in trouble tomorrow.
You don't like your life, man.
My life is good, man. My life is good. I'm gonna survive and live long and prosper, bro. Like a Vulcan. Anyways, she makes the bombest sandwiches. But one of the things she makes, and she clued me into, was that tartar sauce, homemade. I was like, oh baby, I made some bomb ass fish. Oh baby, we got no tartar sauce. Man, I should have picked some tartar sauce up at the stove. And she was like, and went in the kitchen, whipped it all up, came back, and I was like, I don't trust this, but we're gonna try it. And it was caliber, man, very similar to what our good chef does. And I had to change it up. I had to learn. I threw some other stuff in there, make it a little bit different. So I throw a little banana pepper juice. I love
give a little twang to a little twang.
I can actually taste that working, and I don't even like tartar sauce, but that I can see working.
Well, that's the beauty of once you have a base foundation for a recipe, you jazz it up with whatever flavors you want to. And the thing about the tartar sauce, it probably tasted good right then, but let that sit down in the fridge and let all those flavors meld together for like a day or two, and then eat it.
All right. So Daryl and Marlon, look, let me just apologize to the wife. You're not terrible. You're okay. Yeah, all right.
You better do something.
You got your lane, but let me tell you though, her sandwiches. Like I also say,
so you mean she can put like meat on bread? Is that what you're saying?
But no, like it's funny you say that. Like I'm gonna say this straight up, and this is true. And rest in peace to my mama. My mama made the world's worst sandwiches, man. Her sandwiches were bad. I used to trade those off and know like whoever at school.
Well, are you talking because of ingredients or something? She had like some fried.
No, I just don't think there was enough. I don't think there was any love in there, man. You know what I mean?
No mayo, no mustard.
No, just no love, man.
Hey, hold on, Trish. Look at Daryl Goods. He said if kid's screen go dark, we know what happened.
Right? She was like, "Hell, you talking about my cooking?"
Look, I'm telling you, I don't think there was any love in there. I think my mom hated making sandwiches. My mom is an amazing cook, but when it came to putting on it, bread,
what is a bad sandwich to you,
bro? I can't
even make a bad sandwich, bro.
But what is a good sandwich? I mean, what's the difference?
The right condiments and the right fucking topping. I mean, the right shit on it. You can fuck it up now.
And so moms just didn't give a fuck.
I don't think she gave a damn, bro. I really don't think she did. She's just like, I just need this shit to go in his lunchbox, and for him to get the hell to school. I'm gonna slap some stuff together and get out, go to school. I have to deal with you for the next 8 hours.
So you didn't get like peanut butter and jelly or bologna and cheese?
Bro, like my mom, like check this out. So there was times where I would get peanut butter and jelly with butter. Like who does that? What are you doing?
That's wild.
What are you putting butter on that for?
What's up? Was your mom? Did she hit the ganja in the morning?
No. I know what it is, man.
Oh, okay. That answers a lot of questions.
Maybe.
Hey, check it out. So it's a lot of people that come from a certain era that put the butter bread goes with everything. You know, I had a great grandma that was like that. She butter bread, everything. So I wouldn't surprise me if she made me a sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, and had some butter on it. Wouldn't surprise me.
Bro, peanut butter and jelly with butter ain't no mayonnaise on anything ever. No mayonnaise. And I know that's kind of like just a regular generic black thing. Black folks don't really mess with mayonnaise. Let me tell you.
On your bologna sandwiches.
That's a lie.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's a lie. Because let me tell you, once I kind of clued into the magic that is mayonnaise, good Lord. My wife make a bomb ass sandwich. I'm just telling you, a little mayo, a little mustard, a little some she even got me on spicy eggplant. Damn, I'm telling you, she makes a sandwich, like she makes
basically your wife grew up watching reruns of Blondie, and all she did was make you a Dagwood.
Dagwood, my Dagwood situation was killer.
I saw a cartoon of that, man.
But like Sproles is saying, 2 pieces of bologna, cheese, Miracle Whip, smash it together. All right, that's one thing. Now you throw a slice of lettuce on there, that's a different flavor. But let me blow your minds right here.
Here we go.
Go ahead and toast that bread. That's a whole different flavor profile. And then like you get that dill pickle and you put it across the top of the toasted bread and let that pickle juice just kind of absorb into the bread right there. And then you're on top of the sandwich as your topping, or maybe some olives or something.
Hold on,
on top of that toast.
What if his teeth? What if he's old and his teeth weak?
Well, I mean, it's toast, it's bread. I mean, just get you some saliva going and gum that shit. It'll break down.
Some people might need regular bread, man. I mean,
regular bread is fine. I'm just saying, if you got the opportunity, want to live upper class, you go ahead and toast that shit.
Minister Johnson's ordered a $500 air fryer today. So that joker does everything, even brushes your teeth. Oh man, you know what, Minister Charles, man? I was so sad, bro. I was so sad when I had this massive air fryer. It didn't not $500, but it cost me a good $250, and I could cook anything in that thing. I virtually stopped using my oven altogether and was just using this massive metallic air fryer. It was like, I don't know, it was huge enough to fit a full pizza in it. You know what I mean? Full size, like extra large pizza. Boom, you throw that in there.
Air fryer?
Bruh, like the dopest machine I've ever.
Nice.
Bruh, dope. It was like a $350 machine on sale, $100 off. I was like, yo, I can cook a pizza up in there. All right, let's do this thing. So when I bought this thing out,
I fucks with it.
Good Lord, bro. Now that's enough with the teeth jokes. I gotta go the other half of my pull next Friday. I was gonna throw it at you too, but you beat me to the punch, so I'll leave it alone. But hey, man, yo, them big air fryers are second to none. I have once mine died on me. That's what I'm saying. I was so distraught for a couple of weeks. I went out and just quickly bought another one. It's small. You're going to fit a couple of things in there. It just ain't the same. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same situation.
It's like I know now that they have air fryers in pretty good size, but whole pizza size, that's hard to imagine, man. That's hard to imagine. But you know what?
That's some hella counter space you take.
I can fit a full chicken in that thing, like the size of it. You can fit a full chicken in there.
What is it? One of those Nutra ovens? Nutra.
That's less of an air fryer. It's more like a convection oven.
Yeah.
Well, basically, that's what an
because there are multi-use units that are microwaves, convection ovens, air fryer type joints, all in one.
So mine was no microwave function, but full convection, full oven function, full air fryer function. Hell, you use it as a toaster. I got rid of my toaster. You know what I mean? I stopped using my toaster, threw that in the garbage.
Shit, wasn't no more room for the toaster. You put that bitch on the counter.
That's it. It took up a big chunk of my man. I was so sad, y'all. I was so sad when it died, man. It's literally it's still in my garage right now. I can't really bring myself to throw it in the garbage. It's like that. Like I'm kind of.
You just standing there remembering all the meals.
Bro, I was in there working out today, just staring at it and going, man, those were the days, bro. You know
what, man? I remember when those things first came out, kind of, when everybody started to have them. You know, it was like one Black Friday, they reduced them motherfuckers down to a normal price where everybody can get them, because them motherfuckers came out like $300, $400, $500 or something like that. Average people wasn't getting them. When they got them things down to like 100, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood, it was a Black Friday or something. I remember my boy Eddie we was all on the phone. It was a 3-way turned into a fucking 30-way. It's like 30 motherfuckers on the phone. And we was all talking. Ed was just like, man, in my house, Ed got like, I think he got like 3 small kids in his house right now. He said, man, it's all over with when them fries come out. When them fries come out of that damn air fryer, man, it's over with. I can get act right in my house, man. You know what I mean? He get peace in his house when that air fryer come out with them fries, man. Them fries do a wonderful job in the air fryer, just saying. But
look, you're saying something huge for this guy here. So y'all heard about the poutine situation in Canada. We're not going to readdress poutine. But what I'm going to tell you is when you have a poutine and you lay it up, you know what I mean, you're halfway through, you might want to eat that some other time because it was a good poutine. You just can't do it. You can't put poutine in the microwave. There's nothing worse than microwave French fries, as I'm sure all of you are well aware.
You gotta remind some people that might be new to the channel.
Okay, fine, all right. So poutine is basically French fries with cheese curds and gravy. Now, there's other variations on this that we won't really get into, and I mean a lot of other variations. It gets crazy. We're just putting all kinds of madness on top of French fries with cheese, and it gets even better as it goes. That's Canada for you. Anyhow, I can't eat any more of that. I haven't had a poutine in God knows how long, but nonetheless, you can't take that and put it in the microwave and reheat it. If you do, you get soggy ass fries. It tastes like garbage. But you can slap it in the air fryer and it comes out like perfect. I'm just saying, air fryer's a magical machine. Whoever invented it, yo, big ups to you, bro. You deserve all the love.
You know,
another invention that came up in our lifetime that we did not invest in. Nice.
See,
yeah.
Shout out to Minister talking about his mom, you know, back in the day, $800 for a microwave. You know, that was when they came out. And a shout out to Ford City, the best Wendy's in the city, and over there by Cub Foods back in the day. Right on.
Yeah. See, my cousin just bought an $800 microwave. I couldn't even understand. I was like, I tried purposefully not to use the microwave. Like I hate it. I can't
stand it. Currently or back then?
No, recently. He just bought a house. And he because he bought it, he got all his appliances as part of the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So so he had to go and pick out all his stuff. He bought an $800 microwave. I'm like, I came over. I was like, dog, that's a crazy ass microwave you got there over your.
Well, shit, for $800, it better be.
Yeah, that's what he said to me. I was like, oh man, you even use a microwave like that?
It better be an ATM and everything,
right? He can learn how.
No, knowing him, it is. But I'm just saying, like he don't really cook food. Like growing up, man, he cooks he knows how to cook eggs. And that's about the only thing I ever seen we cook.
So he ain't got no Viking range oven thing then.
Yeah. He does, but I'm just saying it's collecting dust in his kitchen right now. You'd be so mad. The chef
right. Let me curb this thing because I know if I leave this alone, we're gonna be for
Bears football. Let's do it.
Shit. No, but we're gonna do what we didn't do at first and just be normal. How's everybody doing? Let's be human, kids. How's your life? How's everything treating you? And how's family? How you feel, man? Let's start there, and we can get into some Bears football.
I feel real good, man. I had a good workout today. I had a good workout on the weekend, trying to stay up with my little regimen, trying to eat healthy. I ate good today. Didn't eat too much. Ate good. Business is booming. I'm crushing some mad sales at my job. I'm doing great things for great companies, and I'm very, very impressed. So all of those things being said, I'm in a good place. My kids seem to be decent. My son's coming back here in maybe a week, spend a little time with the fam, then he's back at it to grind and then hit it up for the season. Yeah, man. My daughter's back here for a little bit. I'm sure she'll be gone soon enough, but it is what it is, man. Everything is blessed right now. I got no complaints, man. What about you, Trip?
First, shout out to Liberty's Outlook, Instapot. Yeah, that's a very lovely device right there as well.
Yeah, I kind of rock one for a little bit too. They work.
Mm-hmm.
I still got
Yeah.
one.
Oh
Yeah?
yeah, perfect rice every time.
Mhm.
It is beautiful.
No, what is that thing I got where you can put a rack of ribs in? I think it's an Instapot.
You could
It's-
probably rock a rack of ribs in there too.
Well,
Baby back, baby
like a slow cooker.
baby backs. I think it is an Instapot, man.
I didn't know you could put ribs in the Instapot,
My
but you
girlfriend,
possibly, I mean, it's a pressure cooker, so sure.
she took too much of a liking to it for me, man. She's starting to like them shits, just fucking up ribs in the goddamn Instapot, man. As long as it's warm outside, we putting them on the grill. Goddamn it, that's just what it's gonna be.
Look, woman, I done told you. Don't call out a tomato.
You had that, man. But yeah, but was it on you, Church? Did you wanna?
Oh yeah, everything's everything. You know, got to give rest in peace to Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh damn, yeah.
As well as Ozzy Osbourne.
In the fields, the bodies burning. That's all the Ozzy gonna get.
Damn, since you said that, now I know Ozzy Osbourne made that song.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Oh snap! That's war pigs, bro.
Man, y'all know I'm a hood ninja, man. I don't know nothing about that shit, man.
It's like the lyrics to that song, "Crazy." They're crazy wild, and you should probably like just give it like rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not the biggest fan, but that song there, lyrics to that song are some of the craziest.
Where did I hear that at, man? I heard that somewhere.
Well, probably in movies. It's very popular.
Yeah, it's in like action movies. You probably I'd say definitely
just in the background, you know, someplace playing when somebody's like doing.
It goes kind of like.
You know, or it could have been one of your teammates, you know, offensive lineman working out in the weight room and had it blasting.
I think there's a Busta Rhymes song too. Is it Busta Rhymes or Eminem?
If it did that, I'd have never been able to know that Ozzy Osbourne was the one that made that song. Or was it the group he was in?
Black Sabbath.
Well, he's in Black Sabbath. That he was a lead singer.
Yeah.
You know, that's like Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
You know, but he's a lead singer, but you know the name, Mick Jagger, Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay, all right. Let me get to my little being human part. I guess we can come back to Ozzy and Theo Huxtable. There's a little bit to talk about there, but
no, not really much more. Rest in peace.
We'll try to save some time to talk about. How about that, fellas? I do want to talk about both of them a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I think they deserve it. You know, in my opinion, I don't know who the hell Ozzy Osbourne is outside of when I see him on TV on that reality show that he had around. You know, a few songs I think I know of, but Theo Huxtable, I'm familiar with, man. I used to watch that show on before they pulled it off the air. I used to watch the reruns of that all the time. And so, yeah, man. But my being human part is today being in the Chicago area. Anybody that's in the Chicago area today, in the last couple of days, if you didn't take at least a shower, really good human beings, especially men, took 2 showers a day because it's that muggy. Like I open my window to blow a stogie or something, and it feels like you opening the oven. You stinking bastard if you didn't take a shower today. You stink, and you don't deserve a lady if you got a lady in your house, man. You stink.
Sometimes the ladies like it stinky.
No, you just fucked up. You stink, and somebody need to tell you fucked up. It was
the musk of a man.
Man, I took such a sudsy shower, man, today, right before the show, and it felt so good and reinvigorated. I'm telling you guys right now, if you haven't gotten Coast body wash yet, you probably should try it, especially on a day like this, man. It's a. My girlfriend loves when I get out of the shower and she can't keep her paws off me when I get out of the shower. I'm like, hey man, listen, I just got out the shower now, and I ain't trying to go back in there.
How the fuck we getting into a soap commercial?
Calm down. I'm just saying, man. You know, I'm talking about being human today. It's so humid here, kids. You're not here. You don't know how humid it was today.
It was like that Canada, so I feel you.
And I had to cut grass today, and so it's wildly thick, and for people who don't do well in the heat, take extra precaution. Make sure you hydrate. If you got to move around with caution. Hydrate. Don't be out there in that heat. So I think it's going to be the same tomorrow. And so that's just my being human take. My mother's doing well, man. She's getting better and better. Now she's getting up and down stairs now with the help of a physical therapist. She's doing very well, man. I'm very, very, I feel good knowing she's doing better and she's going to be able to walk better. It's a good feeling. She's back to herself, barking out instructions and all that kind of shit that she normally did. But it's a good feeling. But that's my being human part. Any other thoughts before we move into Bears conversation?
Scrolls talking about smelling like 2 onions slap boxing. Oh, damn, Scrolls.
You ain't be saying to yourself you ain't took no shower, or at least 2 today, man.
You know, but I know like you going from talking about nut butter and must, but he mentioned onions and y'all was talking about the air fryer. Put an onion in the air fryer and make that Outback blooming onion. Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, word?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I haven't had that yet.
No, what do you mean you haven't had it? It's just
You mean at all?
A time or 2, but I never got that.
It's just like onion rings, though. It's
Well, yeah,
dope.
I mean, it's just you know how onion peels back, and basically they coat it all with the batter, and so you just pick off onion rings, basically.
Yeah, it's like a lazy man's onion rings, but it's dope. Yeah.
But it's one big onion.
I ain't been a big restaurant guy for a while, man. And I don't know.
Well, shit, you get an air fryer, you get you some onions, you don't need the damn restaurant.
Do it right at your crib.
I'm just saying, I ain't big on people out there fixing my food.
Well, that's kind of the whole premise of restaurants, but we feel it.
I ain't with it, man. I ain't with it. You never know. I'm like one of them people. I don't know. You ever had that homeboy? You ever had that homeboy where you go through a drive-through and he just don't know how to motherfucking act, and he's saying ignorant shit to the people that's making his food? And man, get your ass out the car, motherfucker. They making my food too. You talking too much shit. Get the fuck out. You ain't never had to do that?
Have you met the wife?
I don't fuck with people like that, man.
Well, yeah, you don't want to roll with nobody that, you know, is so offensive that makes the cooking people want to spit in your food or nothing.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah. Oh, how do you bread that? You put the batter in a bowl.
You coat it,
and then you keep the bottom, the root portion of the onion that keeps it all together, the little stem thing, and then you slice an X and then cross those X's and feather it back apart, and then dunk it into the batter until like all little individual joints mess, and then you fry that son bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, Scroll said that's how my mama is.
That's what I'm saying. My wife's like that. My wife's worse though. Like man, there was times where I take her and her friend, man, and between the two of them, if we go not in the drive-thru, but if we go to the restaurant and you aren't like A game level service, like it's over. Like it's on. It's on. They will cuss you up and down and sideways, and you're getting no tip. You know what I mean? You're getting no tip.
Damn.
It's a problem, man.
Wait, so what's up with your mom? No tips, makes horrible sandwiches. What the hell's the issue?
I know, not my mom's. My mom's is cool. I'm talking about my wife. My wife's
okay, your wife makes good sandwiches.
She makes good sandwiches, but
bad in public. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Maybe she took it.
If somebody start tripping with in my car, like if I'm with somebody or if somebody else driving and somebody start acting up at the, you know, whether it's we standing at the counter or whether we in the drive-through, wherever it is, when we ordering some food from people that got to prepare it, as soon as somebody start tripping, I ain't eating shit. I ain't eating shit. And if you in my car, you're getting the fuck out.
You don't know what you're gonna get in your sandwich, bro. What's happening with your food?
I mean, it is a thing. It is a thing.
I don't like that at all, man. I personally hate it. It used to drive me crazy because the whole time I'm wondering, like, you never know what's gonna happen when my plate shows up. Who knows what happened? I saw that Ryan Reynolds movie. Ryan Reynolds, you nasty son of a bitch.
I've been living with that all my life. I don't play that shit, man. My mother told me, she's like, motherfuckers tripping they don't know how to be polite at the restaurant or at the drive-thru. Don't order nothing from the motherfuckers.
Sound advice. I agree with that advice.
You're gonna get a nice fresh. farmers
extra
sauce
season.
into there.
My grandmother used to say it's a bunch
That's
of
extra sauce for real.
Hey, well, my grandma used to say, she said, there's a bunch of nice, nasty motherfuckers out there.
Like, hey, how you doing, sir? You enjoy your food now?
She said, nice.
Oh, you ain't missed nothing, Bishop. We're just chopping it up.
Nasty. How you nice and nasty, bro? She said,
well, yeah, hey, nice
nasty motherfucker.
Right on. But speaking of nice and nasty, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, though.
Ooh,
well hold on, slow up. Let me get there. Let me go ahead and transition the right way because I got to get to something. I'm gonna lead up to that trip. All right, here we go. So we got workouts. We got some workouts, and so far, I think they're doing what they're doing. Kids and trips. I think they're setting up a list so that they have a call list, so that if things go wrong in camp, you suspect something.
Got little Daryl Gibson in the building.
You mean play call list?
Let me say this. Breon Gibson, that's Daryl Gibson, people. Okay.
Yeah, this is young.
All right. What's up now, Breon? What's good, dog? Dog nuts? What's happening? Welcome in, bro. All right, so it's DJ Shark, who's a receiver, by the way, Thomas Gordon, who's a tight end, Peyton Hendershot, another tight end, and Matt Landers, a receiver that I was checking out a couple of years ago out of Arkansas. Big, tall, about 6'5", 6'6", big, long, lanky receiver. I think they're trying to set up a list of, just trying to get a little list of people. A couple of guys got a couple. Just talk about those guys. I know you want to talk about DJ Shark. I know y'all know who that is. Kids at least knows.
Oh, for sure. DJ Shark and DJ Moore are old buddies, right? Pretty sure they used to play together.
Is that just not a DJ thing?
It is a DJ thing, but maybe they're both DJs as well. In the off season, who all bets are off. I'm just saying that it would be a good look to bring somebody like that in to fill DJ's shoes if he were to get injured. To be honest with you, I think DJ Shark is a very good look. I just don't know if he still has it. He's only 28 years old. He's not extremely old or anything like that. But he's had a couple of shots, a couple of opportunities at different locations. So maybe a decent look. Keenan Allen. Did we check out Keenan again? Did Keenan come back?
No, we good.
That's his wish list.
No, we good. We good. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
DJ, isn't he on the taller side, like over 6 feet?
Yeah, he's about.
Yeah, he's like 6'2", I think.
Okay, yeah. So they could just be looking for the size of a guy and kicking the tires on him. But the question, he's 28 years old. Kid, you mentioned that he's been on multiple teams. Why can't he, find a home? And why is he still a free agent? I mean, what is his issue that he's kind of like, yeah, he can go?
Fair. I wouldn't call it
because he's not a superstar, and superstars get moved around. Don't get moved around, but average football players do.
I wouldn't even call it an issue, Trip. For him, it's more timing. He kind of came in. DJ came in to the Panthers. DJ kind of took off. He didn't take off quite as heavily. It was time to pay the guy, and they had to sort of look at moving on from him. And they did. Somebody else took him up, and it just didn't quite work out where he went to. I could probably give you more.
Well, Minister's saying injuries also.
Also, yeah. Hold on, guys. Also, I did not finish the list. Also, they brought in linebacker Chance Campbell and safety Javarius Owens.
Man, linebacker, it seems like that room is deep as hell, don't it?
Well, if you think about the list I just mentioned, there's 2 tight ends there. What does that tell you? They're trying to get some insurance because they don't know how this thing with
Coastal Loveland.
Yeah, it's going to play out. Number one. Number two, I think because Luther Burden is not practicing right now, which we will get to. We'll get to that later. They're trying to buffer the receiver situation as well.
Well, I tell you this: that buffering can stop right now. If I had to choose between the last wide receiver spot on the roster, that was between, let's say, a DJ Shark or a JP Richardson, I'm going JP.
Ooh. Okay. That now
Uh-oh.
That's a whole other conversation for later on.
I'm just saying, DJ Shark, it's like, yeah, we got guys in the wide receiver room right now battling for his spot. So
No man has his favorites, Trip, as you well know. So we're gonna hear you bring up JP Richardson. We're gonna hear all kinds of poetic
No,
wax.
he's supporting JP Richardson, which I do. We definitely gonna talk about that guy.
You know he coming on the show
for the show. But they're setting up. I think they're setting up a list, which good teams do. They always set up a contact list of people in case there's some people that's gonna linger around during camp. It might still be there after camp. Some of those guys might get picked up, but they're setting up their call list. It might be several other guys that come in between now and the end of camp. We got 6 weeks. It's going to be guys that get picked up that are on that list that I just read off to you guys that won't be there next time they have to do a workout. It might have to be, who knows, the next time, But one thing that I noticed that wasn't on there is running back yet. I didn't see a running back on there yet. I didn't see an edge rusher on there yet. And so
there's an edge rusher.
Who?
I will verify that for you momentarily.
No. We ain't talking about the people that they signed. I'm talking about these guys that worked out.
All right, okay. All right, cool.
I'm just starting.
But now, before we move on from DJ Shark, Minister's saying he's about as valuable as EQ St. Brown. Ouch.
He probably would know, man, because I don't know nothing about his injury.
But he's about bang on with that one, right? So like blocking wide receiver, and he also nailed the injury case scenario. There's a bunch of seasons where he's only suited up a couple of times, including last season was a seven game situation. He got 4 receptions last year. Like that ain't a good look, But he's a big body that might be able to block. If I'm looking for a blocking receiver, I would still be leaning at that guy from Washington, Olamide Zaccheaus. I think he blocked the hell out of blocked the hell out of folks as required. So
I like the little list they got so far, but they definitely need to add some guys to that. So don't be surprised in the next 72 hours you start hearing about more workouts as practice goes along, as they keep this camp going. It's going to be definitely. Because when we get to it, we're going to talk about some other guys that they got cut and some guys that we signed here in a minute. But Jaylen Johnson is out for 3 weeks. He's out for 3 weeks of training camp, which I'll just start this one off. I'm not at all worried about that. It's just training camp and shit happens and Jaylen Johnson won't be there. He knows what he's doing. I ain't worried about when Jaylen Johnson gets back ready and ramped up, ready to play. It's just the guys who are backing him up. You know what I mean? Them getting reps. But let's stick with Jaylen Johnson. Does that bother you that Jaylen isn't there for camp?
Only a little bit. And it's just with respect to the new scheme. That's all. Is he going to know what he's doing when he comes back? Definitely knows how to play a man and how to play zone in a defense. So I'm not extremely worried about Jaylen. I do worry just a little bit that he's not getting the opportunity to really be a part of the whole scheme conversation over the next couple of weeks.
I understand it's football, it's physical, guys are going to get hurt. I get it. It's not ideal, obviously, especially with a new defensive coordinator and a whole new defensive system coming in. If he was within a system and he's missing time, not as crucial, but with him not being here, he's gonna miss some stuff because he's not there. But as stated before, that gives younger guys more reps. But then also Jaylen is like, it's just, you want your, I guess, quote unquote, one of your defensive leaders to be there and to be front and center. But it's just kind of disheartening to have him, out. But, as long as he heals up and gets back in time for, the season and all that is, hopefully it will be all good. But it's not going to be as good as it could have been without him, getting these reps.
See? I love. Welcome to the show, Breon. I just want to give Breon a little bit. You
want to put his question up?
You just had it up. I'll put it back up. He's asking about Ricky Stromberg and is Ricky Stromberg going to make the team? Is he going to get a shot? I don't. Just to answer it, Breon, I don't see them not giving him a shot as long as he's healthy. If that's a question with Ricky Stromberg. Is he healthy or not? we need centers.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways about that one, right?
Because I mean, who we got behind Dahlman? You got maybe
Maybe Ryan
Lucas
Bates.
Patrick.
No,
Maybe
Patrick,
I'm
no.
sorry, Ryan Bates, same difference.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? And so I mean, what are we doing? So yeah, Stromberg, as long as he can physically handle it, because his college tape, you know, he was good.
Do me a favor, kids. Put a star by Breon's comment because I will back there and talk about that a little bit more and tell you. Well, I feel like I can make a strong case for Ricky Stromberg to at least make the practice squad.
I think he makes, at the worst case scenario, he makes practice squad. Best case scenario, he actually makes the 53 because he's healthy. And that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, too. That health makes a difference. So the Bishop chimes in with at Nomad. He said, Nomad, I hear you. That shit happens. However, he was just talking shit about Sauce's contract. Enough with the soft tissue, lower body injuries. What are these guys doing to prepare their bodies?
See,
you know what?
Talking about Jaylen.
Okay. Hey, Bishop, I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's the first thing that went through my head.
Yeah, that was irritating.
It was the contract stuff. It was the contract stuff that definitely went through my head first time I heard about him getting hurt. There's a chance. I know I've seen Aldo. I was watching Aldo's show and in that chat, and Greg he turned into Stuffy McGruff when people start talking about that. He doesn't think there's a chance that they will put him on that list because that's not how the rules work. But people bend rules all the time. Teams bend
Greg be up in their ass and not in a good way.
Yeah,
but what he's saying is that what is the NFI non-football injury list?
Yeah,
is not about contractual disputes or anything, But like Nomad is saying, the rules could be broken. But what irritated me about it is that Jaylen signed the deal, Poles got it done, and they were happy. Everybody was in agreement. And now that I believe it was Sauce Gardner that they were talking about and referencing to his new contract. And I don't know if he was joking or half joking or only serious, but it was like, yeah, I might have to holler at Poles, and alluding to rework the deal. He needs more money now. And I was like, get the fuck out of here with that. You signed the deal every year, the guys who sign the subsequent contracts are the highest and then the highest and the highest. That's just the way it goes. You holler later when you're due to re-sign. That just kind of irritated me about him, but I guess that's a side issue.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to look at it. If there was anybody on the team, it might be a couple, 2 or 3 guys on the team that can kind of play hardball when it comes to contract stuff and, trying to get his market value, because I respect that too. Him trying to make sure that yes, I understand Tripp's point of view. He signed a contract, live with it, but contracts can always be renegotiated. And I'm on that side of the ledger. Renegotiate it if you can. If you need to kind of play hardball with it, get your money. I ain't worried about it. We'll be fine. I think the room is pretty good. Jaylen Johnson is Jaylen Johnson. I'm not saying somebody can replace it. We need Jaylen Johnson for this defense to be elite. And there's no question about it. But as far as him getting his money, I'm going to always side with the players. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Don't be surprised about it. Fuck all that funny-ass Bears. I'm not that much of a fan that I want to sit there and shit on somebody for getting their money. I'm not doing it.
Well, but I mean, the deal's the deal. And let me put it like this. What leverage can Jaylen come back to the negotiating table and say, hey, look at how many picks I had. Look how many pick sixes, how many sacks. It's like, all right, I can cover. Well, that's what we paid you for. All right, well, what else? What more are you bringing to the table to require more money? What is his response?
Say that one more time. I was reading the chat, Trish.
Right.
You probably had a hell of a
you just agreed to this deal last season. What, other than other players getting more money, what have you done, Mr. Johnson? Pause. To require more money.
It's like what I did. You you goad me into an argument, and I'm not going there. I just know that.
Right. No, I mean, what leverage would he have?
Other guys reset the market. And you're supposed to go back to the table. If you got a good agent, you're supposed to go back to the contract.
Yeah, no. So, all right.
You
So,
would too if it was you.
hold on. So, Nomad's pro player. That has been established. We know where he's going to be on this one. What Triple R is saying is legit, though.
I'm not saying it's not.
What
man.
he's saying is like, have we been to the playoffs? Have we won a Super Bowl? Have we done something with respect to
Kids
tripling up and doubling up on your money?
You're this agent. Would you tell him? Would you put him back?
Agent, if I'm an agent, I'm trying to make $1.
That's all I'm doing is arguing that side of it. It's not.
I'm not mad at you. That's why I said you're pro player. If I was an agent, I'm trying to make money, so I'm going to go back and try and get some more money.
All right.
Not just for me, but for my client too. But I'm just saying that very simply, he ain't done nothing. He's done very little
to earn a new one.
You know what I'm saying? With the outside, with the outside possibility of him being a Pro Bowler, like he's become a Pro Bowler since.
I'm not saying the guy has any kind of weight or leverage to go back in there and get his contract renegotiated. But I'm telling you, he has the means and the way to go at least shake the tree. I don't give a shit if it might not be a leaf that falls out of that goddamn tree, but
he's gonna try.
Shake that nut. This is somebody else's money. I don't know what the fuck y'all arguing about other people's money.
Well, no, but here's the thing where you keep getting it twisted. This is cap money. This is all of our money. This is team money. I don't give a fuck what he does with his personal money or how much coaches get paid or general managers, because that doesn't come out of the cap. The cap is the money that we need to pay 52 other players plus the practice squad and have, contracts and all that stuff. So I understand that as an individual, he's going to want to get as much as he can, but now you're hurting the team because, this few million here, 2 million there, that's another player, that now we can't afford because
talk,
you want more money.
I would trade his ass in a heartbeat.
Hey, you know what? I'm with that if they need to. If
he's out of there. Hell yeah.
I'm
especially now that Sauce Gardner and like 4 or 5 other guys are now paid more than him, and he has a problem with it. It's like, well, that means you're on a pretty decent contract league wide. You're still young. You're under contract. The value is maximum tradable right now. Cash it in. Let's start a whole new defense with a whole new crop of people. And because he just gets just like a bad flavor team wise, attitude wise, and he always has. But it's just kind of like, that's just JJ. That's just how he is. And it's like, okay, whatever. But if he don't have to be here, I ain't gonna shed no tears.
Hey, Trips, you remember earlier in the offseason when I said it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to move Cole and Jaylen Johnson because maybe they've been here too long and seen a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Put that to the side, and to the point that you're making about, okay, you sign a contract, you're making a lot of money, and you feel like you're worth more. This is normal. This is just normal football stuff that goes on every day in the NFL. Everybody renegotiates. You know what I mean? And we don't like it as fans, but if it gets to a point where they're sitting and talking with Jaylen and his agent, and things aren't going nowhere, and he's being stubborn, and he's deciding that, you know what, I ain't gonna play unless y'all give me a renegotiated contract, then start looking at some avenues. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, and not because I don't like Jaylen Johnson, because that's the way football works. If you feel if that's the case, if the room is fortified,
gotta go.
Well, we can't be putting all the cap money into the secondary. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? Because at some point, as in like within the next year and a bit, you got to pay Tariq, you got to pay Terrell or get rid of Terrell. There's a bunch of different things happening back there. So I wouldn't be putting facts. I would not have signed the homie they just signed either, but maybe it's because I'm a jerk. So we'll get to that later.
Breon tearing it up in the chat. He says, I like Jaylen, but he's not a team player and have shown not to be a good corner, but I've seen shutdown corners. I've seen shutdown corner out of him. And so I've seen really good cornerback play with Jaylen Johnson. I do believe this. This is my true thoughts about Jaylen Johnson. I think Jaylen Johnson is a far above average. I think he's almost close to an excellent cornerback. I think he's right there in that category. I think he's been in Chicago too long and has seen a little too much. I think he's valuable right now. And I think that if you consider trading him under circumstances, which I really deep down believe that's what he wants, to get traded to a contender, because he ain't got that much. You know what I mean? He's got about another 3 years of peak Jaylen Johnson before he starts to look at, okay, what do I start thinking about retiring? This is where he is in his career. And I think that Jaylen Johnson is a valuable piece. The thing is, you're not going to get what you want for him if you trade him right now. What you would get exponentially more valuable is going to happen at the trade deadline when people start pressing towards that playoff window, start losing pieces. That's when you want to start considering trading Jaylen Johnson. But I do think I don't think he wants to be here. I think he wants to be somewhere near California, maybe the Chargers, maybe the 49ers, somewhere. If you can accommodate that, that'd be good. But more than likely, they'll know that situation out there in California. They'll be like trying to lowball you in that situation. So you might have to trade him somewhere where he doesn't want to be, but to a playoff contender.
And it's not Paul Rodriguez's. It's not about saving money. It's about just his attitude and, wanting to be here. You don't want no players that don't want to be here. That's bad for morale.
He's just been here too long, Trick.
Volunteer.
Yeah, I mean that's when what do you call it? A change of scenery of doing good.
It's been bad since he's been here, bro. He has one good year since he's been here. What was that? The back end of Nagy?
Yeah. Midway through Nagy, I think.
Okay, the year they went to the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2018?
2018.
Like that?
But now here's what you could talk me into. Mathematically, let's say Jaylen's making let's say 20 million, just round it off there. If we could come up with another 10 for a few years, you could interest me in a Trey Hendrickson.
I thank you for doing that for me. I was just waiting for a little breath in the conversation to do that. So thank you for that. That's what I was about.
I would do that. I would.
All right. Yeah, me too. That's exactly.
Or go younger. I mean, whatever.
Scrolls are saying send him to Cleveland. No, I'll send him to Cincinnati. Cincinnati got a problem. He don't want to practice, and he wants money. Okay, we got a problem. We need a damn edge rusher. So if you know what I'm saying, tip for tat.
And then basically it's going to cost you the difference. You know what I mean? The difference is what it's going to cost you.
Yeah, we'll just flip them. Flip the two guys.
All right, let me keep it.
Throw you a second. Damn, yeah, man. Throw you a third rounder next year. We send you Jaylen Johnson. You send us Trey Hendrickson. We pay the difference.
It ain't never gonna be that.
Sorry, Jaylen. I'm real sorry. We love you.
All right, let me transition to this. So Ian Wheeler, previously, if you guys were watching, they came off on the NFI. Ian Wheeler, Ja'Day Walker. Both of them were on NFI at the start of training camp. And 24 hours later, they were off. So Ian Wheeler, I thought, was probably double checking to make sure he did the proper maintenance and the training staff did the proper maintenance to make sure he's ready to play. So he's off NFI, and so is Ja'Day Walker, and also so is Case Keenum. So that's open.
So yeah, so I heard Case Keenum was second team today. So that's a good thing. The other two, I'm not sure if they got on the field, but at least we might see some Ian Wheeler sooner or later, which is good too.
Well, we're gonna have to see Ian Wheeler because this running back room has no depth. So, and you're not gonna run, Swift heavy, reps in the preseason. You need what is it? Well, how long is the season now? 22 games, 23 games. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna empty the tank now. So you need legs, and he's coming off that was the ACL, and then you got Rojo, and then a couple rookies and Travis Homer. So I mean, the pickings is kind of slim in the running back room. So having Dr. Wills back is a good thing. And as far as Case Keenum, do we really care? Because hope to God he never has to see a blade of grass on the live field.
Hey, I do care. I care a lot. I need there to be somebody who's seen stuff and done stuff before.
You
And I'm
should.
not saying
Wait. Pump your brakes. Pump your
Uh,
brakes. You're getting your pressure up.
all
I
right.
said he doesn't need to see a blade of grass.
All right,
That
fair
ain't
enough.
got shit to do with him
Fair
coaching up Caleb on the sidelines or in
No,
the,
he
in the
needs
Alice
to,
Hall.
no. He needs to. If that needs to be the backup quarterback.
Wait, what's that name?
That needs to be the backup quarterback.
Who, Case Keenum?
Yes, sir.
As in over Tyson Bagent?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let's hear why.
Case Keenum has product knowledge. Case Keenum has NFL understanding. And if things, and this is purely because if Caleb Williams struggles, if that comes about, if he struggles and he's just not progressing in a way that the team expects him and the coaches expect him, you need somebody to back him up that knows exactly what to do. Tyson Bagent is only in his third year. He ain't that much different than Caleb Williams. Case Keenum is extremely valuable right now. You want him to touch grass. Hell yeah. Because Caleb Williams needs to see exactly how it should be done. Period. And so if you got to pull him at some point because he's not getting it, Case Keenum is your guy. That's exactly why he was brought here. And the little side part about, doing the extra coaching on the side, trying to teach him some things that he probably shouldn't know about footwork and timing and all that kind of stuff. That's important. But don't think Case Keenum is just here to be holding a clipboard. He ain't.
No, I got a question for both of y'all and the No Maniacs there in the chat. Now, I understand the mental aspects of the, opening up the perspectives to Caleb Williams and learning offense. But now when you say backup quarterback over T-Bag, physically, not mentally, but physically, Case Keenum on the field, what does that look like?
That looks like experience versus a guy that has less road travel.
Well, you see, experience sounds like
versus Tyson Bagent. Is this a guy we like?
Tyson but experience sounds like, physically, how can he zip the ball? Can he run? Can he get out of the box? Can he play?
I don't know about running as much now, but he can fucking throw that ball.
Oh, damn.
He can throw that ball. I can tell you that right now. He can throw that ball wherever you need it to go.
Okay. Well, how about this? I would be happy. Well, because I do actually believe that this coaching staff isn't going to play favorites, and obviously, like Caleb Williams is going to be a starter, But I want the best players to play. So if Case Keenum beats out T-Bag for the second quarterback position, mentally and physically, cool. But if it's just, we're going to elevate him that position for the experience factor, and no.
So every time you say T-Bag, reminds me of Theodore Bagwell from Prison Break. Great little
T-Bag.
Great show. So my counter argument to the Case Keenum as number 2 is I'm hoping 2 things. I'm hoping that Tyson Bagent gets a lot of look in preseason. I said it before. I hope they look at him a lot. I hope he gets on the grass a lot, especially during the preseason games. I want to see him out there shining. Why? Because of 2 things. Number 1, maybe he's decent enough to actually play 3 things, to play backup quarterback for the Bears. Maybe he's decent enough to be a starter for somebody. Maybe that's the Bears. But I'm not the type of guy to be like, hey, I want Tyson Bagent to be my starter now. That's just not who I am. I'm the type of guy to be like, hey, let's trade a Tyson Bagent while the getting's good and get something out of nothing. He's an undrafted free agent. We didn't spend nothing to get him. We can get him.
Tyson Bagent.
Well, then that's what we get.
But I bet you we can get more for Keenum from Pittsburgh.
You think we can get something for Case Keenum?
I don't understand. Right now, I just don't understand y'all. I don't understand y'all whatsoever.
What do you mean?
I don't.
What do you mean?
Y'all got to understand this predicament that the situation. We got a new coaching staff. They didn't draft Tyson Bagent.
Exactly.
There's a player on the roster. They want to take a look at him just like any good coach would want to. They want to see what he can bring to the table. But they brought Case Keenum in here as insurance. If this thing with Caleb Williams doesn't take off in the rapid manner that they hope for it to, they need somebody experienced to move the change. We think Tyson Bagent can do it, but he's in a new offense as well. Case Keenum has seen all this shit.
Yeah, so that's a great way of looking at it. It's very optimistic, but let me just pull the friggin' plug here. So if under any circumstances, if Case Keenum is the starting quarterback for y'all's Chicago Bears, you're cooked.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
The season's over. And not only is the season over, but potentially the next 2 seasons are in complete turmoil and question. I hope you guys can all agree with that. Case Keenum ain't saving no days here.
I'm not trying to win no points with the chat. I'm just telling you.
I'm not trying to win points with anybody either. I'm just being real.
You think we think. You got to understand the predicament, man. These guys are all. They talking about Caleb Williams in his 2nd year, Tyson Bagent in his 3rd year, learning a new offense again. He on the struggle bus with Caleb. Caleb's on the struggle bus. Tyson Bagent is too. He's trying to learn that shit too. Case Keenum has seen every layer of a West Coast offense you can imagine.
You heard what I just said, though. If somehow y'all Chicago Bears is starting Case Keenum as the quarterback for the Chicago Bears,
he might not be good, but he might be our best.
He might not be good.
He might be our best.
Like Ryan Post, like the laundry list of negativity here is crazy. Like Ryan Post, your job's over. Like you're gonna lose your job. Ben Johnson is going to be hunting for a quarterback, and that means we're probably gonna have to bring in some sort of retread guy who's failed somewhere else and needs to leave. That's what we're gonna have to. Like,
how much money you think Case Keenum makes?
Like nothing. He makes a couple $1 million.
Couple million, huh?
Well, he ain't getting paid like crazy quarterback money,
right? Whatever.
That guy about $5 million and above every single year to be a backup somewhere.
That's not bad. That's not terrible money, but like
that's kind of league average.
The reason why I think people overlook what it takes to play that position.
No, nobody. I'm definitely not. I don't know about anybody else. I'm just saying.
Going right to the final result, talking about if he's in there and you have to put him in the game, we're done. Like
no. Hold on now. So if you put him in a game, that's fine. If Caleb Williams twists his ankle and can't play,
he's insurance.
That's fine. Like for again a game or situation like that. The way that you kind of mapped it out though was like if Caleb Williams doesn't work out, oh no. If Caleb Williams doesn't work out, we're cooked. Right? There ain't no Case Keenum saving that. Case Keenum, you know what I mean? Case Keenum, not at this stage in his career. He's not saving the Chicago Bears. It's just not going to happen. If it does happen, and we have to rely on that,
he did it before.
Yeah, when he was about 5-6 years ago, he was a much younger man trying to do things, and he did a great job. I would have a hard, you know what I mean? I would have a hard time seeing that moving forward into 2025. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro.
Well, because even back then he was
wasn't
he getting picked off a lot because his arm wasn't strong enough to zip it and
no, he had an arm. He had he reminded me of a little bit.
What was his problem?
I don't really think he had okay.
If you're probably making another $5 to $7 million more if he was a little more mobile.
So just mobility.
No, like he can move.
From what I've seen on film, that's mostly what he liked, man. But the guy throws it on time. He throws
reminds me of Baker Mayfield. That's probably a good comparison.
I mean, that is a pretty good comparison. Actually,
it is.
That's a really good
Baker.
He's some really good. There's a handful. I'm gonna say a handful. I'm talking about. I can count on one hand. Really good backups in this league that you can translate them to any organization in the NFL, and they can be a qualified safety net or a piece of insurance for any team. And I'm glad he's on this roster. Because you got 2 young quarterbacks who are into 2nd and 3rd years into their 2nd and 3rd offenses since they've been in the league. That's a lot of turnaround, bro.
Well, but to Keds' point, that's why it's cool that he's here for the cerebral aspects of the quarterback position in this offense. He has to see the field, that means Caleb went down, and that means that T-Bag went down. And that's no bueno.
I don't agree with that, man, but that's okay.
So let me give T-Bag one more level of respect. The purpose really for putting him out there is again, at the end of the day, if Caleb didn't work out or was injured long term, you want to know two things. Number one, do we have a starter in the young man as far as Tyson Bagent is concerned, or can we trade him to be a starter elsewhere, gain some capital so that we can go find another starter in the draft? Like, those are the two angles that I'm exploring with Tyson Bagent, period. Can I trade him, get some capital, and get another quarterback? Or is he actually good enough to be our quarterback? Those are the questions that need to be asked to me. I'm not sure if we know what Case Keenum is. He's decent, but mostly he's a brain for us right now. That's the aspect we got to lean on. I wouldn't lean on the physicality.
All right. Well, we got a couple things to get to before we get into the actual factual things that happened in the practice today. The first practice, real practice of OTAs, not OTAs, but training camp. So we made a couple of signings. We signed cornerback Trey Flowers, who's been all over. He's been moved all over the place. And tanoh Kpassagnon. That's his name. That's how you pronounce his name, Kpassagnon. I absolutely, you can talk about Trey Flowers in a second, but tanoh Cat. If you remember, kids, I brought him up about a month and a half ago on a show as an option. One of the guys that was out there, he had experience with Dennis Allen. The fact that he got drafted while Pose was still over there in Kansas City. That dude, I'm telling you guys, I know it's a lot of people just still want to get Trey Hendrickson, still want to get all this different stuff. That is in my opinion, a very significant signing as far as this depth goes and this rotation. This guy is going to be a versatile piece. You can line him up on the inside. You can line him up on the edge. He's not a polished pass rusher that's going to get Micah Parsons level sacks. Just throw that out the window and just see if you can see it for what it is. He's there for production so that you don't have any kind of real letdown. Like if Dial goes off, if Montez Sweat goes off, you've got a qualified guy. You can obviously see. I'm gonna show you guys something right quick.
Okay.
And some things you have to just see it so you can see where a guy, he's just getting his hands on his defense and he's trying to show you where his head is at as far as guys, what he thinks is this is what we're looking at. Think about this. Hold on, let me get you guys on the side. This is the edge room. These are the
Booker
big.
ain't no 6'6". Where you get that number for Austin Booker?
What?
Austin Booker ain't no 6'6", is what I'm telling you.
How big you think he is?
He's 6'4".
Man, that dude's every big 6'6", 6'7".
Austin
Booker 7. No,
He's probably more
Booker's
6'7" than he is
not
6'6", in my opinion.
no, he ain't no 6'6".
Austin Booker is on the shorter side, I thought.
No. Anyway, these is roundabout numbers. I don't want to get caught up on that. So we're talking about the bigger guys in the edge room. What he's trying to do is get to a bigger. So what he's trying to do, in my opinion, I think he's trying to complement the guys on the interior. And so when you want to complement those guys, you need guys that can go in there and replace him, kick that inside guy, kick him out, and show that defense. I mean, that offense that you can line these guys up anywhere. So we got Montez Sweat. I did roundabout numbers.
It's okay. I see 6'6" out there. I see 6'4.5" on the Bears official website. They're calling him 6'6". So call it what you want, baby.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Montez Sweat, 6'6", 265. He's listed at about 262, but I rounded up. Dio Odingbo is listed at 6'6", 276 pounds. I think he's 5 or 10 pounds bigger than that. You know, last time I seen him on the field. tanoh Kpassagnon, 6'7", 290 pounds. He's listed at 289. Xavier Carlton, we just got him as a UDFA, 6'6", 275. He's every bit of that. Austin Booker, I added a couple pounds given what I saw on ESPN in the depth chart. He's 6'6", about 248 on the depth chart, but I'm sure he's added some muscle. So I added 2 pounds to that. Dominique Robinson, I know for a fact that he's added some muscle. He's listed at about 6'5", 260, 263 pounds. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. He's maybe up to 260. And so this is Dennis Allen. These are the guys that I think, quite frankly, could end up on the roster. Maybe, if things don't go right with Dominique Robinson, there could be a move later on. But I think every one of these other guys, I got a good, strong feeling. Xavier Carlton is the X factor here. If he can produce in preseason, I think he stands a chance because he fits the bill. But this is a big, big edge room. It's a big edge room.
Hey, real quick before you go, kids. Hey, Bishop, shout out D Nice. No, I'm sure Nomad has it on his bullet points, his schedule. But because you brought it up and because we're talking about him, no, that does not push Carlton out. It pushed out Samo's boy, Jamri Chroma.
No. That pushed out actually Jareem Robinson, who got cut.
Jeremy Robinson, my bad. The other one.
After practice today, he got cut.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Not Jamri.
Jeremy Robinson and also Tavarius Moore, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later. But just
D-line
how
wise,
big this edge room is. We're gonna have a big defensive front, bro. Matter of fact, freaking Grady Jarrett's gonna look like Tiny Tim amongst the Giants, man.
That's funny. All right, so here's my little take on this. Damn. So today I went to the grocery store and I was trying to determine, like, what do I buy? I want to get a burger, I want to get some burgers, put on barbecue. At first I looked at the sliders. You know what I mean? There's a package full of sliders, like 8 sliders in there. I was like, man, these look good. Should I get these sliders? And I looked at the burgers and I was like, well, why would I get a whole bunch of, like, miniature versions of the thing that I actually want?
That's what she said.
What we getting?
What am I getting at?
Yeah.
That's always the best question when you're making an analogy, right? So what I'm getting at is, like, Ryan Poles seems to be getting all these slider versions of the edge rusher he actually wants. Why do we have a bunch of sliders, and why don't we just have the edge rusher?
Well, which one is the edge rusher? Which
I'm talking why don't we have a guy like so if we went down this line with the exception of maybe Montez Sweat, where's the pass rusher?
That would be Booker.
I have one question for you, bro. I hate to do this to you live on air, but have you seen any film of Tano? Don't you? You just just ask because
I'm not arguing from a film perspective. I'm going to tell you
nothing.
I'm answering your question. I'm saying I didn't watch no film on the kid. I haven't.
Criticize it.
They signed him a day and a bit ago. I have not watched any film on the kid. I'm not criticizing him either. You just gave an assessment of him, and your assessment was that he's not your pass rusher.
No, I didn't say
you just gave an assessment a minute ago.
I said he's not like your polished pass rusher.
Bro.
Well, he got like 5 sacks.
I'm looking at his stats right now. Like he's not
good. He's
a defensive specialist.
Looking at somebody's stats again is not going to.
No, I would say he's a defensive.
He's been in the league since 20.
Not a pass rusher.
So look, he's been in the league since 2017. He's played for some high caliber teams, including the New Orleans Saints that DA was coaching, right? Like he played for Kansas City. I'm sure he won at least a Super Bowl with them, I believe. Like he's been around in the league. Since 2017, grand total sacks, 16 sacks, 16.5. He's not a pass rush specialist. Like,
he's a defensive end.
You got to know
he's an edge rusher. He sets the edge.
That don't mean shit.
It does when we need a pass rush specialist, bro.
Don't mean shit.
Well, but
we've got 8 guys who set the edge.
Hold on. What's your name, kids? But you understand the difference what he's talking about between defensive end and pass rusher.
I got it.
So that's not
what you're asking for. You wanted to see the Bears go and get a pass rush specialist.
I think that is the
plays on third down.
I think that is the missing link here.
Well, on this list, it would be Booker and Robinson, probably. on
So
this list.
we can look at Robinson's numbers and also come to the same conclusion that he's not a pass rusher. Booker, yeah, okay, Booker can rush the passer. Like I'll give Austin Booker that. He's in his second year. He's going to have to grow into what he does in the NFL. That being said, we've got 8 guys for the most part, with the slight exception of Montez Sweat, because I believe he can pass rush too, who can mostly just set the edge, which leaves a gap with respect to rushing the passer.
Hey, dog.
Why do we have 8 guys who have the same skill set? That's all I'm saying. We got a bunch of sliders. We don't have a burger.
I'm so good with this. Hold on for a second, guys.
We got a bunch of sliders. We don't have a burger.
Good with this pass rushing room. I am so good with it. And matter of fact, let me show you guys something else, man. Let me show you something else. This
being said, I bought the burgers. I'm just
this is probably your starting front four. More than likely, this is probably your starting front four. Montez Sweat, Gervon Dexter, and I made this prior to, I think, Tanoh. I'm not sure. We might have got Tanoh when I made this. I don't know. What's the second one? This is your starting front four. Montez Sweat, Gervon Dexter, with Grady Jarrett and Dio on the other side. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's a whole lot better looking than it did last year. Number one. Number two, this might be even better, a better look to me. Second in rotation, Austin Booker, Shamar Turner, Andrew Billings to kind of anchor that thing, and tanoh kpassagnon. This is, to me, I want to see if you guys agree or disagree with what I'm putting out here. Speak your minds, of course, but this is the way I see it right now. I love this first and second wave, man. I do.
These 2 waves are pretty they're pretty decent in either scenario. I
you want me to go back to the first wave?
You don't have to.
Let me go back.
All right, let's talk about that first and see if anybody agrees or disagrees.
Yeah, that's probably what that's going to look like, though.
Yeah, I could see a lot of interior pressure being generated by this 4. Interior of the line pressure between Dexter and Jarrett, whereas Sweat and Deo are more like, edge setters. While they can get after and put pressure on, that's more their forte.
Yeah.
This is to me, this is ideal. He wants size and he wants length. You got guys protecting Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett is going to be like the spark plug to it. He's going to get upfield, and these guys to fill in lanes behind them and around them. You got to earn the right to rush the passer. Number one, I think that's one of the most least talked about bullet points in the Bears community that people don't discuss much. You want to get to that third down. We played third down and 1, third down and 2, third down and 3 so many times. You want to get guys
behind, with 20 deep.
Right. You want to get guys behind the 8 ball. You want to back them up a little bit. And so when you got big guys like this, and imagine how this mix-up looks when you can put that NASCAR package out there.
And now go to that, switch screens.
Go to the next one. Imagine what this looks like.
All right, Booker. All right, Turner, Booker are going to get after it. Billings is a little spark plug, and then Tanoh.
This is good looking to me.
See, but I don't really see. I could see Booker and Turner, but Billings and Tanoh aren't really like your pressure get after it NASCAR kind of package. I don't.
Billings can get up the fucking field.
NASCAR.
Billings can get up the field when they ask him to. When they need him to get up the field, he can get up.
Yeah, I guess he's not your NASCAR. He's more your demolition derby. But he
probably won't be out there on that package. That's probably going to be when fucking Montez Sweat might not like to go inside and play tackle. You're gonna definitely leave Grady out there. You're gonna definitely leave Grady out there on third down when you're trying to get him off the field. Grady and those two on the inside.
Grady and Billings on the inside, and then Tanoh and Booker on the outside, or Tanoh and Grady on the inside and Turner and Booker on the outside.
The flexibility is endless.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now you see what I mean? It's just the way you can move guys around. The offense ain't gonna really have a real feel for what they're gonna deal with. What guy the guards are gonna be like, okay, look at who they putting in front of me now. Look at the center. They're not lining up right over the center. They're lining up in between guard and guard. It is so many different ways schematically to use these guys, and you got Daniel Hardy that you can throw at him, a speedball, a fastball, a true fastball. This is, to me, I think this rotation, I think what they're setting up, I love it. I absolutely love it.
So I would actually put Daniel, I would change this. Do you have a third rotation by chance?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, just checking. I would probably put Daniel Hardy alongside Austin Booker for like a NASCAR situation. I think you're right. But it wouldn't be with Shamar and Billings. It would probably be with Grady and Javon. I think that would be a crazy NASCAR situation.
Well, what about Ford?
Yeah,
I think you save. I wonder if he even sees the field.
That's gonna come down to a numbers game, bro. It's about how many of those guys can you keep? How many guys can you keep? And who you can put on the practice squad and ain't worried about being poached.
Well, they have to keep Ford. There's no. I'm not gonna would say that now. They can't afford to let him go. There's people that they can't afford to let go, because if Billings goes down, we got troubles.
So, but now there's still names that we haven't seen on here, and like Ford being that and Hardy being that. But I guess ain't nobody just gonna mention Pickens.
No.
As of right now, he's got to earn his way into this.
Okay.
I think the team thinks that too. It ain't just me,
Right.
I think the team feels like he needs to earn his way.
They drafted a DT. They brought a DT in a free agency.
Okay. Here's what we do: Jaylen Johnson and Zach Pickens. Package them up. There you go.
Hello.
But
what are we looking at?
One chef.
Right. Anyway,
with it.
That was just a good look at what I think
nice
defensive line rotation could look like. This is what I'm looking at the edge rushers. I love this move for Tanoh. I think that was one of the guys that I definitely circle and just like, that's a guy you want to go get. That's a guy you want to go get. They want to be big and they want to be forceful against the run, because that was our Achilles heel last year after Andrew Billings went down. We could not stop the run. And so what do? You get big, right? You get big.
We lived through that live and direct
and all that
in real time, man. Like, you were screaming, we need a fat boy. So he was screaming, and then they went and they found one, and he fit the bill. So I would be very remiss if they let him go now. Like, you keep him on the squad. You never know when you're gonna need him. And when you need him, he'll come to play.
What up, D Nice? Yeah, but look, we complained about them not having the size that they needed on the interior and on the outside. Man, nobody could stop the run. It was just a free for all once it got bad, and once teams realized that these guys can't really handle combo blocks and different things like that. They can't share blocks. They're just not big enough, and they came at us full force. And what do you do to answer that if you just came in as Dennis Allen? First thing you're going to look at on tape is notice that I just said, and me and Kez just got through describing. And what do? You start getting bigger. And that's what they're doing. They're just responding to football is not a complicated sport. It's not a complicated game. You just get bigger. You use force with force. And that's what we're doing right now.
I appreciate the length that he brings to the table. We'll see what kind of production we can get out of him. I'm just like
290, bro. That's a guy that can go inside.
6'7". You got if your wingspan is crazy, like he's gonna have some arms, and that's gonna be an issue for any tackle that he's lined up against. That being said, my query, my sliders versus burgers query is not really a critique of Passagnon, it's a critique of Ryan Poles.
Now Passagnon, he's Pastuducci on the left hand side, and he's not recovering, but he had a torn Achilles, right? That derailed his season a couple years ago.
It would have been last year. He only played a single game.
That's a better player that you're going to get. Anytime you get a guy that gets a year off, even if he's dealing with significant injury, you're getting a fresh player. Wow. But we talk about that later. Let me curve this thing a little bit more. We're talking about. I'm going to set this up in a way that you guys can be able to respond to it real well. 6 weeks of training camp.
Peace, Paul.
Do you understand that 6 weeks it'll fly by so fast? We got 6 weeks of training camp. What are your prime things that you're looking for without pointing out individual players? What are you looking for, kids? What do you want in 6 weeks? What are the prime things that you're looking for in this camp in 6 weeks? What are you trying to find?
Adversity and accountability. Those 2 A words right there. Those are the 2 A words I'm looking for. Adversity starts out much like it did today, right? A little bit of hardship for the offense, and a little bit of success for that defense, because that's generally how she goes. But a little accountability then needs to be taken on that offense, some direction, some discipline. And eventually, once that adversity has been felt and the accountability has been exacted, ascension is the next A word. I'm just going to use A words today for the show. They're going to ascend. They're going to get over those first 2 A words and start to I could use another A word, acclimate. They're going to start to acclimate and ascend to the adversity.
Well, I must say, Kez, that is very astute of you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for one simple word: growth. Both sides of the ball.
There you go.
And that includes on the field and off, as in, growing, learning each other's personalities. The coaches being more in tune to how to communicate and motivate individual players. Players that are new, to the team and new to each other, learning each other off the field and building those relationships. And so when they're on the field, it's like, hey, we gonna do this shit. And so just that growth as a team and an organization. And 6 weeks is not a long time, but setting that foundation, sets the tone for not only the rest of this season, but for the rest of this coaching tenure. Because, now it's under this, Kevin Warren, Ryan Poles, and Brian Johnson and staff till 2029. So in 6 weeks, I want to see some growth developing, so that will bode well going forward.
I love it. I'm as fast as that goes, man. The truth is, you're looking for retention. Number one, how much can you retain? Retention is just how much can I learn and how much can I remember and take it and put it on the field. Basically, when it comes to football, how much can I put on you and you come and turn and put that on the grass for me and show me that you learn what you learned? Because 6 weeks go by so fucking fast, and you're looking for consistency in it. So once you learn those things and once you got it, how consistent can you be with it? And so now we're talking about, so a training camp, people that's dealt with it, training camp is no different. I would even throw high school in it. It's no different. For even back in the days when people were doing 2-a-day camps, especially this first 4 or 5 to 6 days. Like I'd say for the end to Saturday, it's just going to be install. And you're going out there and doing drill work and conditioning type stuff. But after about that 6th day, 5th to 6th day, you're talking about a week into it. Now the intensity is going to come up. Now the intentional, I need to see if you're somebody that we can count on out here. it's going to start happening. You're going to see the coaches change. You're going to see the players change. You're going to see people either hanging on or falling off at that point. We're at the very beginning stages of it, and the coaches are seeing. Basically, that's what they're out there doing. They're seeing. We think you can do this thing. We think you can help us, but we're going to find out. We're going to pour it on you, and we're going to see what you can retain. We're going to see how consistent you are after you retain it, if you retain it. That's where it is. And so these first few days, you can expect all kinds of just ups and downs. I told you guys that. We told you guys that before this even started. You were going to hear all this stuff. But that's what you can expect. It is hard. It is just a bunch of, trust me when I tell you, it's just a bunch of yelling. It's a bunch of do it over, whistles. It's a bunch of conditioning. And you, at the end of it, you get together in some drill work and some one-on-one stuff, 7-on-7. And then at the end of it, you might get some 11-on-11 work, but it ain't going to last long. But that stuff ramps up as the camp goes on. So what you're hearing from podcasters and different people that are doing this stuff ain't really giving you an accurate view of what actually is going on out there. They're just starting.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's inaccurate.
Why not?
Here's why. Because only a fool would not expect adversity at this particular level of camp.
There's some fools out here. How about that?
Well, it should be. Even you just said it should be hard right now.
It's
right?
going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. So I'm not. That's why I'm not mad at some of the takes that are coming back right now, or some of the comments that are coming back right now from what folks have seen out there in practice today. I'm actually 1,000,000,000% happy with it, and something that we didn't see a lot of was like Caleb Williams just trying stuff out.
Let me get there. I was just talking about 6 weeks of camp and what to expect. Can you imagine how fast trips 6 weeks can fly by when you're starting something all anew on both sides of the ball? Can you imagine how fast that can go?
Oh yeah, from that perspective, it's just going to be a blink of an eye. It's like, oh shit, we're what is 6 weeks? That's going to be, what is that? August, end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah,
what are we at now? Oh boy,
it ain't gonna be.
Yeah, it's not long at all. So they're out there now pounding it out. Of course, they're in tip-top physical peak condition all year round, but once they start actually getting out there and hitting each other again, it's like, oh, that them Epsom salts baths and the ice baths or the hot tubs or the massage therapists. No Justin Tucker, no Deshaun Watson. That's gonna fly by.
It is. I think the realism of what actually goes on out there. If you can imagine the first day of a camp, if you've been through one camp, you've been through all of them. High school, college, wherever it is. I've never played in the NFL, but it's not. I know it's not different than everything else. It's about, especially when it's new terminology, new coaches, new everything. It's about going out there. They pushing you out there. They want to first make sure you in shape. So you start hearing them stories about Dennis Allen making them do up downs in between drill work and shit like that. When the offense goes to the side and starts doing individual work, he's making them doing up downs. You see stuff like that, or you hear about stuff like that. I can remember playing it, and coaches making you do that. In hindsight, I definitely get it, and I know exactly why they were doing it to me.
Why? Fourth quarter.
Yeah, say it again, Trips.
Fourth quarter, baby.
Explain that shit.
It's conditioning. Oh, you think you in shape? All right, we're gonna get you in shape. All right, we in practice. Give me some. Oh, you can't say that word no more. What, I don't know what you call them no more. Where you run down and run back and run down and run back and run down.
Oh, wind sprints.
Yeah, those are gassers.
Gassers, but we used to call them something different, like unaliving yourself. But that's bad nowadays. Terminology and stuff, cancel culture. But that's when you're in shape, but you're digging deeper and you're training the bodies to have that extra gear that when you got to get down low in the fourth quarter or overtime at the end of the season, you have that that win, that gas, because of the seeds planted early in camp, as opposed to other teams. It's like, all right, let's go into the locker room. It's hot out here, y'all. It's like, nah, fuck that. Get your ass down there in the grass and get some dirt on it. You suck and win, ain't you? You gassed out, running gassers. Yeah, that's good for you. That's good for them. That's good training, and it builds the mental toughness on top of the physical stuff, attributes as well. So it's a mind thing. It's a body thing. It's a very good coaching tool to motivate, train, and prepare your players for the intensity of the upcoming season. And I'm here for it.
So let me put some nuts and bolts behind what Trips is saying. Physically, mentally, to be able to dig in and have those reserves when you need them. That's why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in hindsight, as much as I hated it during that time, I hated the coach, I hated everybody. I hated his mama. I hated everybody because I didn't want to do it. And you do it right after you get through, let's just say we just went through 3 or 4 or 5 reps in a row where everybody was full speed doing a practice. So we're doing live reps, full speed, 4 or 5 reps in a row. We're going. And all of a sudden, give me some up downs. And you're going to up down until he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
So you thought you was tired. So this leads me to my conversation about football. Like if you saw me right now, you look at me and you'd be like, all right, he can play. No, I can't play no fucking football right now. I'm not in football shape. I can't play no football right now. I can go out there and run around for a couple of plays and I'll be damn near dead as a doorknob after that. Football shape is a different animal. And this leads me to my conversation. You can have a football body, but not be in football shape. So Luther Burden is not practicing.
Oh damn.
And I'm not gonna accuse Luther Burden of anything. I'm just gonna tell you what I think. Luther Burden is not practicing right now, and he's reported to have, and this is just reporters digging around trying to figure out what they can figure out. He's saying that whatever soft tissue injury that he was dealing with, and I'm always skeptical when I hear about them soft tissue. They use that shit too much. Number one. Number two is I saw Luther Burden on a video where he was preparing for training camp. I saw him on the training table. And I want you all to go look for that video after this show is over and look for Luther Burden. I can't remember what the name of the video was, but look for Luther Burden, and I'm pretty sure that's going to come up at some point. I saw him on a training table, and I saw him getting a massage by some kind of therapist, massage therapist. And I looked at his body, and I'm pretty dumb, but I know what a football body looks like. I can't say what an in-shape football body looks like because it varies. But I know what a receiver and a DB should look like when they're on the training table. And he didn't look in shape to me whatsoever. It's hard to gauge whether somebody is in physical football shape by just looking at him. I'll put that out there right now. But from the looks of him, in my opinion, that didn't look like a guy that was ready to play some football. In my opinion. So is it possible that they could be holding him out trying to get him in shape? Because you tell everybody to make sure you come in the camp in shape. That don't mean everybody's coming in camp in shape. This motherfucker's eating White Castle and burritos and fucking with the food trucks all season. Some people ain't got that memo that you need to take care of your body and be ready for a training camp. I looked at that guy on the table. He didn't look ready to me.
I didn't see any of that, so I can't comment on it. I don't, man. He caught like one pass, hurt himself like 3 months ago. I don't know. We're still talking about a soft tissue injury at this point. I'm kind of like, I'm a little worried. I'm a little speculative here, and what makes matters worse is that they paid him. You know, in the middle of all this, it was like, oh, okay, well, all right, so maybe you're injured. Cool. Like, it was a soft tissue situation, probably just lasts a couple of weeks. No big deal. All right. It's probably more a holdout situation. Cool. All right. You held out. You got paid. where are we at now? Right. So if you're saying that maybe he's just not in football shape, well, damn. You held out for 3 months and you fell out of football shape. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
right?
terrible, bro. That's no good.
Well, here, and also I saw a picture of him recently. They weren't obviously working out, but he was with Justin Jefferson, and they were someplace, and they had on like the little gloves and shit. You know, had on the bling and shit. You know what I mean? And but he wouldn't catch no balls. And the thing is, we don't know what to expect. So right now, it's all purely speculation. And so we can't speculate anything good because he's given us nothing good. So you can only go back to, it's like, they did say in college at Mizzou he was a bit of a diva. He did go to high school with Jamison Williams from the Lions, and he had some maturity issues to deal with once he got to the league. Burden could just be a young kid who, thinks he's all that. And, he fell in the draft for whatever reason. And, you would think and hope that would put a chip on his shoulder to be that much better, that much tougher. But he's shown the exact opposite thus far. And sure, we have yet to, be in pads and have them on the field and playing any games or anything. But as it stands right now, it's like, fuck, you second rounder that's not on the field. We got one of those in the fourth rounder, Tyler Scott, already.
Well, let me read what Samo says. Shout out to Samo. Wish he was here today. He says, you're probably right, no man, but he's been injured too. So he possibly had a really bad strain or pull, which prevented him from doing certain activities, especially not being able to run. Now I always lean on my experience when I talk about certain stuff. I've never had a strain or pull that I re-aggravated. Just to be totally honest with you guys, I've had a strain and a pull, but never re-aggravated after healing. Never had that happen to me. And I've had a couple strains and pulls. Never had the re-aggravation happen. But I know guys that have. Now, that could be totally true, Samo. That could be totally right. I might be too far into speculation. It is just my instincts that told me. I looked at a football player on that training table, and he looked soft to me. He looked soft. It didn't look like his body was ready to play football. And my instincts also tell me that they noticed that when he came back, because when you come back in the training camp, they're going to weigh you. They're going to have you do certain things. And you're going to determine whether or not you're ready for this camp. They're going to determine that. And if he's not ready, keep his ass off the field until he's ready.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying. And the bad thing is just like you ain't come ready for training camp. It's probably multiple guys that didn't come ready for this training camp, but they threw their ass out there anyway. But this is a second round pick.
And don't get it twisted. I'm not questioning his heart and his toughness unless it becomes a pattern. And then I'm definitely questioning his heart and his toughness. But if he goes out there and blows it up on the field, it's all good. But if that don't happen, then the former. Yeah.
Dude just looks soft to me. That's all I can tell you about that. And Luther Burden, I hope you prove me wrong. Calling you soft, I hope that puts some fire in your goddamn belly, because I don't know.
What Rolling Stone song am I thinking of right now?
What's that?
I said, what Rolling Stone song am I thinking of right now?
What? Can't Get No Satisfaction?
No, but that one fits as well. It does kind of fit. I'll never be your beast of burden. I thought you were with me with this one. You missed me with this one. I'm sorry.
Telling you, go back and look at Luther Burden's training camp video when he was.
It's a good track for this little situation. I'm just saying, I pulled it out of the sky.
Yeah, that was right on the nose with the burden.
It's on the nose, bro. It's on the nose because like it's about really a beast of burden is somebody who is like
your slave.
A thorn in your side. You know what I mean? It's kind of one way of looking at it. Or
I thought it was more like your mule that you pound your shit on that carries all your stuff.
carries all your stuff.
Your beast that carries all of your burdens, if you will.
That's a great answer to what it truly means. And in this situation, is he a beast on the field, or is he a
burden? Ah, damn, kids.
All right.
Hard to say, man. We'll find out.
All right, you 19.
Man, he's poetic as his motherfucker.
90s night tracks ass motherfucker.
I'm sorry, I just know my music, bro.
Right?
All right, check this out. So the left tackle is, and we thought it was going to be an open competition. Everybody speculated that it would be, and it is absolutely an open competition. Today started off with Braxton Jones getting run with the ones, but then he got pulled off and got put to the side because he's still in a ramp-up period. After that, Ozzie Trapillo took the 1 reps, and after him, it was Kieran Amagachi. Read into it what you will, and let's just have a free-for-all with that.
There's not much to talk about yet. We got a couple weeks to go, but
there's plenty to talk about.
Well, I'm not. It is exactly as I'm poo-pooing it because it's exactly as I would have expected it, right? Training poo-poo. So training camp has started. Braxton is here. He's available. He can practice. All of these things are big thumbs ups for everybody involved, right? Especially Mr. Braxton Jones himself. Give the guy the opportunity to do some stuff on the field, right? So they got him out there. He started with the first team, which is where he has been for the last few years, and the way he goes. And then they took a look at the other guy in comparison, and then they took a look at the other guy in comparison. And I think that's how it's going to go for a little bit until somebody starts to shine. So I think we got maybe a week or two of that rotation in that order before they make it okay. Well, let's really see what Ozzie looks like with these guys with the ones. So I'm with it. That's exactly the way that I expected it to go.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Braxton is able to return after that injury and is able to get back out there. But his main detriment, we won't know until they actually get in pads and see if he can anchor. We won't know shit until that happens. And until then, it's like, how do each of them look, physically? How do they perform mentally? Are they in the right position? Are they making the right blocks? Are they running the right plays? Are they doing the right moves after audibles? Or, whatever the case may be. And you work each of them and you're looking at different aspects of their game, no matter whether they're with the 1s, 2s, or 3s. And when it comes together, you put all that down in a little coach's notebook. I don't know if they use still notebooks, but they might use electronic shit nowadays. But you note all that stuff. And then when the pads come on, then you take note of all that. And so best man wins. I hope Braxton is able to pull something out in his contract year. But I tell you this, if he gets beat out by those other two, all right, now we're looking at JJ. Throw in a Zach Pickens and a Braxton Jones all in a package. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, good luck to all 3 of them. But Ozzie, I mean, look at that kid. You can't help but root for that big ass baby, the Gerber baby out there at left tackle. Come on.
Even though we're talking about left tackle, and Samo just responded by saying, he's talking about the Luther Burden and not pushing him to be ready before he's ready. He's talking about in the statement that he made, he's talking about when you come back too early and you're still a little bit injured, you end up overcompensating. This is so true. And this is why I wish you was here today, Samo, so to explain that. I wish I would have thought about that while I was talking. But Samo, thank you for that one. He said when you overcompensate for something that, let's just say your left hamstring is hurt, right? And you're out there servicing with your left hamstring and you're trying not to aggravate that, you overcompensate on the other side of your body. On your other leg, you put all that weight on the other leg, and until your leg gets all the way right on the other side, you start putting all that weight and all that pressure on the other side of your body. And little did you know that you're putting too much on that side, and your body's not naturally suited to put up with all that pressure on one side. You're a balanced human being for a reason.
And now for all those who may not have any idea what any of that means because you're non-athletic, for those of you that drive, you hit a pothole with your right front tire. Now that right front suspension and steering stuff is all cattywampus. But guess what? It's throwing your left tire out of balance too and getting uneven wear because you're overcompensating with one side because the other side does not operate as desired, as planned. Kind of like that.
No, that's a perfect example, man. You're putting too much on one. It will end up making something give.
You're out of balance.
Yes. And something will give eventually. You see a lot of guys that come back from, specific injuries on one side of their bodies, probably a little too faster than they should. And they end up blowing some on the other side of their body because they were compensating. So he's absolutely right about that, man. So that is about like gospel truth.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted that heart and toughness means coming back early. If the kid is hurt or whoever is hurt, I want you to be tough and all that, but I also want you to be able to perform on the field. And you can't do that if you try to come back too early from one of those injuries and then you pull it and then wasn't that David Terrell's issue? It's like he pulled something early in camp and then it lingered all year long. So yeah, just get it right, but get it done. Let's go.
And so you're back to normal, man. Too many players come back abnormal and end up fucking up something else. And that's the truth about it. So correct Samo like a motherfucker. I wish he was in here to speak that because it probably would have came off better if you'd have said it. But that's the best description I can give of it. You don't want to come back too early because you will mess up something. And speaking of that, talking about Braxton Jones, and surprisingly, he's ready for this camp. He's still in a ramp-up period, which is what NFL coaches do. When you're coming off an injury, significant surgery or something like that, they're not going to just throw you back out there and just give you rep after rep. Nope, you're going to work your way into taking the full amount of reps that you need to take. And so he was the very first left tackle on the field. I think this, man, and you guys could tell me, go for a free-for-all in this one. If Braxton Jones ends up beating all those guys out and ends up winning the left tackle role, when this camp is over, there's going to be a lot of angry Bears fans. And I won't be one of them. I'll be cautiously optimistic, the best thing I can say about it. But I think Braxton Jones is a damn good left tackle. He just can't handle big, heavy bull rush. He just can't handle it.
I guess Bears fans will be mad. Like I don't know what to say. It's not so much that I would be mad. I would be hella disappointed because they've allotted quite a fair amount of capital to this position, only to find out that that was wasted capital to be spent, and we're also gonna have to pay the guy that they decided to spend. Like they'll likely have to spend more capital. Like is really the other side of that, right? Like, and pay him. So it's not a good situation. It's not a good scene to really look at. I got to put it like that.
I wouldn't be all that mad because we all watch the games for those of us that did, and not just, the stat sheet watchers. But ain't nobody mad that we got Ozzy because it's like, hey, Braxton, 5th round, yeah, good, rah, and all, but nah, he ain't it. And so if he was to come back and show up and show out and win and earn the starting job in that contract extension, cool. I'm not going to be upset that we got too many offensive linemen because guess what? Somebody's got to play swing tackle. Somebody's got to be able to replace Tooney, in a year or two, and it takes a year to really develop young offensive linemen. At least that's what they say. So it's a first world problem. And yeah, we could have, used that pick on another position. other than let's say Ozzy that early. But hey, it's like it's not that detrimental. Well, I'm sure kids will say running back, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be mad at having young, good offensive line talent in the house under contract and control.
I hear you.
So I got to go back to Luther Burden for a second.
Oh.
So why y'all think he wouldn't? Why do y'all think they wouldn't put him give him an injury designation? Right? They just gave a bunch of guys, including Jaylen Johnson, an injury designation. They gave it to Ian Wheeler. Ian Wheeler got an injury designation, wound up back on the field. Same thing with Case Keenum, wound up back on the field. Why y'all think that Luther Burden didn't get one?
I just told you.
That's why. So because he's injured?
Well, because he injured himself here or, on field activities, whereas other guys were working out on their own.
Okay.
Because in an NFI injury, is my understanding, is like you're injured, but it wasn't at a team facility
That's
or doing practice.
Non-football injuries.
Right. Whereas Burden is, isn't it this still lingering from rookie camp? So that was during camp. If that's the same injury.
He caught a pass on like May 18th, landed funny, and it's now 2 months later.
That's the thing, kids. My thing, and it's about, I got like 3 things on my mind as far as, we're going to talk about Caleb and the offense and why that didn't look good. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if there's 3 things that I heard so far with the reporters coming out telling me this, telling me that, and all the Bears fans that listen to the same thing, that's one of the things that bothers me is how much camp Luther Burden has missed. That is going to affect him. I'm not talking about it could, possibly, maybe. I ain't talking about none of that hypothetical shit. It is going to affect Luther Burden. He has missed entirely too much camp. Those were important. And
so I hear what you're saying, but why wouldn't they give him some level of designation for that?
He's probably out of shape, bro. And they need to work on him. They could not put him on those lists.
Interesting. Okay. Like I don't like Sam was saying he wouldn't speculate on the severity of the injury at this point. I'm not really trying to do that. It is a couple of months later. Maybe he's still ailing. I lean towards what you're saying, though, man. But I would think that they might like if we're not. So here's where I am and why I brought it back up. If we're not going to see him if he's not in football shape, we're not going to see him for a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit before we actually see him on the field.
That's
you know what I mean? He's not gonna get into football shape overnight.
Well, but I don't think they can do anything. Like they could put him on the PUP list, but isn't there like a certain amount of time you have to be designated to be on that? Because it wouldn't be injured reserve and it wouldn't be an NFI. I mean, so if you're unable to go, what is the designation?
Well, let me ask you this, man, and you too, kids. If the team and your coaching staff, let's just say your position coach, told you when you come back to camp, this is what I want you at 195. Luther Burden is probably running around about 202, 205, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's what he was listed at, coming into the Bears. And they wanted him at 195. Let's just say Luther Burden came in 210, 212. What would you do if you were the coach, kids or trips? What would you do? Would you put him on an NFI and make it seem like something's wrong with him? Or would you just keep him away from the public and get him down to where he needs to be because he didn't come in shape?
So my answer to you is actually, yeah, I'd put him on an NFI and say he's injured right now. I'd tell the public that's exactly what's going on. And when he comes back and they say, hey, like, what's up with the injury? He says, oh, I feel much better now. I'm good. I needed a couple of weeks off. Like, it's a simple conversation to have and to discard. That's not the conversation, though. And I just find it a little bit weird that it's not the conversation is the only reason that I'm bringing this up at all. I just find it a little bit odd.
Look at what Samuel is saying here. Samo said they usually don't let you practice until you can pass the conditioning test.
Yeah, that's and
He's
I'm
going
with Sam.
exactly where I'm trying to take you.
I'm with both of you, and I suspect that that's what we're talking about. But wouldn't you just build a simple narrative to wash this out of the media speculation case scenario?
Well, I mean, that's what the soft tissue thing is, because that's very vague, and that could be a reason why, let's say, you can't run. So maybe you gain weight and can't, get in shape because of the soft tissue thing. So they got to, vibrate it, TENS unit, massage it, and heat it and ice it until it is good, and then he can get into shape. So that you're looking at least a couple weeks that
that's what I'm thinking.
all the time that he's missed, he's that far behind his contemporaries.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking here. Damn it, brain fart. Damn it. It happens. Anyways, man, like it's
probably gonna say some bullshit anyway, guys.
No, I'm not. I'm interested in this situation as it is. I just don't know why they wouldn't. So what I was actually going to say is just that the soft tissue thing isn't something that the Bears told them. This is speculation with respect to the injury in May.
So we don't know why he's not.
This is what I'm trying to say, because there's no designation.
I thought it was a soft tissue thing.
Kids and trips. Am I over speculating when I say the shit that I said?
No. What you're saying makes perfect sense, dog.
Right. But that's
he's been
not
sitting around for 2 months. Right. He's probably out of football shape. Like
real pudgy.
He's probably out of football shape. So if he's out of football shape, why not come out and say, hey, like, yo, he's on the pup list. He's on.
But they haven't said anything though yet about him. He's just, all we know is that he's not on any list.
And
that's why we know that he's not out there on the field.
But that's why I find it weird, because there's people who are being put on lists. They all went out and talked to the media today. Cole Kmet, Ben Johnson, DA. There's a whole bunch of people talked to we had Caleb Williams. Like, everybody talked to the media today. But
wait a minute, man. Here comes Mr. Charles with a little information here. I bet
he's 4 regular season games.
He says if you put him on PUP, he misses the first 4 regular season games.
Okay, so that's the rule for the
Bears. I don't know about that, but I can't call.
Yeah, there's a time.
I don't know. He probably knows more than me.
It's possible.
Yeah, I remember there's a time frame limit thing on particular lists. Like, you can only be on the PUP so long before you got to go to IR. You can only be on the PUP so long.
What about the NFI?
I think the NFI, you can only be on it for so long before it counts towards your roster spot or something.
Oh, maybe he doesn't get paid with the NFI. Maybe that's it too.
I don't know the details. I'm not an accountant, a lawyer, or geologist. I have no idea.
I just find it a little bit interesting that an Ian Wheeler's on NFI. He comes off the next day and everything's cool. And here we are with Luther Burton.
All right, go. This is your wheelhouse, kids. Read what Mr. Charles says.
Because they just gave him a fully guaranteed contract, they don't want to deal with the ridicule. You know, it is my wheelhouse. This is real talk. Exactly what I'm thinking it is without saying what it was. And he said it. So he said it. I didn't say it this time, Mr. Charles, although I read it.
So they got egg on the face.
Yeah.
And they don't want to own up to all that. It's like, yo.
Well, it's double the egg, because the other guy you drafted just before him also ain't playing.
Trip, it could be also what Samo is saying, and maybe the trainer's fucked up. Read what Samo said.
They say, we're calling it a soft tissue injury, but he was injured when he landed on a football, which more than likely was a rib fracture. Well, why don't they just say that, though?
They might have been just hiding.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if he fractured his rib, just say, hey, he fractured his rib, and away you go. And
then, you put him on, because a fractured rib takes 8 weeks?
It takes a little while, man. Yeah, bro.
Now you motherfuckers got him speculating. Fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, Samo, but it's a good. I wasn't even really thinking about this, but Man, Twitter's an MF. You know what I'm saying?
Sam was like, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Man,
I hate to be speculating, but I have spidey senses, and I can read between bullshit sometimes, and some of this shit's bullshit. And
that's what I'm saying too. That's what I'm saying too. And I think I think you nailed it with your assessment. I think he's out of football shape because God willing, you ain't practicing for 2 months. Probably out of football shape, right? Like it's literally that. To me, it's literally that simple. So I'm with you. I'm with what you're saying. I agree with what Sam's saying in that regard. But how do you handle it as an organization with respect to the media? That's where the question mark comes in.
Well, here's another question for you. If he had, let's say, an injury of whatever sort, soft tissue and or fractured rib, do you sign him and guarantee him the money right then and be like, oh yeah, he'll heal up? Yeah. Or do you be like, we'll wait till he heals up, then we sign him?
It's kind of superficial when it comes to injuries. You know you're gonna be all right. You got talking about a 20-year-old kid, man. He's gonna be all right from a rib injury. If that's the worst case scenario, he's gonna be fine. You still signing.
Yeah. All right. So then it's not really an embarrassment.
What work ethic does that guy have? Is this guy the kind of guy that is gonna get down and dirty in his rehab? He represents. I don't know.
Okay, so let's go down the ridicule train here for a minute, and like, can we? Oh man. So okay. So who gets the ridicule though? Let's just cut to the chase. Where does whose lap does the ridicule land in?
Look at what Andre Bryant says. The question comes from Luther putting out a YouTube video working out and a no-show on the first day of practice.
Bro, this is what I'm trying to say. Twitter's an MF. I'm going through the picture with him and Justin Jefferson. I'm looking at it. I've been seeing it. The day after, he's out working out at the facility. He's working out the day after. That's.
I believe when that video was made, kids. I want to say that was about a week ahead of training camp.
It's the 18th of July. I'm telling you what the date is.
So that's about a week.
I ain't saying you wrong. I'm saying that's the actual date. Like it's about a week ago. So a week ago, he was out there training on his own, not with the team, but on his own at the facility. And now he ain't at the facility.
Yeah,
got paid a week ago.
Wait, but so it has not been addressed at all by Ben Johnson, or like his absence or Burton's absence?
So hey Trips, just think about this. You made that content about a week ago, knowing that I might not be where I need to be for this training camp, and this training camp's about to happen. And when they go out there, everybody's gonna be wondering where Luther Burton is, and he dropped that motherfucking video, I think yesterday. It might have been out there further than yesterday, but yesterday is when I saw it. I don't know if anybody else saw it other than yesterday, but that's when I saw it.
So the one with Justin Jefferson?
I don't believe in irony, bro.
No, I saw that last week.
So I ain't talking about Justin Jefferson. I'm talking about his training video.
I haven't seen it, but now was he going at it training? So was he training in the video?
I remember he was running little hula hoops, and he wasn't doing too much.
He's doing his own little routes, his little cuts and stuff. But like I'm telling you, the dates on those on Twitter that I'm seeing, Justin Jefferson video is on the.
Oh, you're talking about in Hallis Hall?
It's on the 17th in Hallis Hall. It's on the 18th.
Yeah, when he was doing a little footwork.
You got it.
Yeah, he wasn't no fucking body there.
Nobody.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was. It was like he was like cut and trot. I was like, what is he doing? Why are you videoing this?
So
I mean, it wasn't like the real fast footwork or a lot of fakes, and then it was just kind of like move go.
I'm gonna get to another conversation.
You know what? I'm giving you the wrong date. Oh, sorry, no, I'm not. It's the 18th.
I got to get to a wrong conversation. It's gonna be looking like I'm dragging Luther Burton, and I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not trying to drag him, but there's nothing positive as of yet to talk about, because it's all been like, wait, what happened? Why is he not on the field? Damn it! Wait, why is he not on the field? Oh, that's kind of sus.
Look at Trips putting exclamation points on shit. Now, hey,
It's sus is all good out.
all right, let's talk about the offense, man. So everybody in the Bears nation and probably all across the country has heard about Ben Johnson snatching the entire, not just Caleb Williams off the field, the entire offense off the field. And it led, from what I understood from the reporting, everything led to timing and pace. Timing and pace, getting in and out of the huddle, getting the cadence out, getting to the line of scrimmage on time, and getting the playoff. And to couple on top of that, maybe a false start or two. That kind of thing, and that thing being not being clean and being orderly and being crisp after all this time, making sure that Caleb Williams, the first thing I want you to understand is you need to be timely. You need to be timely, getting that cadence out of your mouth and getting to that line of scrimmage on time and being ready to snap this playoff. That apparently was disgusting today, and it pissed Ben Johnson off enough that he started screaming and threw every last one of those guys off the field and called in the entire second unit. And I don't blame him, because you should be a little bit better at this point. This is the first day of practice, but you can't be late coming out of the huddle and getting to the line of scrimmage with your cadence and all that kind of stuff. You need to be snappy. If it's not crisp, if it's not clean, send their ass back to the drawing board. And so I'm not picking on Caleb Williams. I'm just supporting Ben Johnson and his standards to make sure you got this shit right or get the fuck off the field. That's what it sounded like happened today.
Accountability, bro. Right? A couple A words today. That's the second one. That's number 2. And that came in full effect right there. Send everybody to the sideline. Let Case Keenum show you how it's supposed to go. Get out there, do the darn thing, Case. Team number 2, we'll see what it looks like, and y'all can watch. While you're watching, do some up downs, because ain't nothing free in America. You know what I'm saying? Or in Canada either. I'm just saying. That's I wish I could sit here and say, there might have been a time. Definitely, if I was playing, like if I was one of the players, I'd be pissed, I'd be mad, and I'd be cussing up and down, like just being factual. But looking from the outside looking in, I'm like, yeah, you need to make your impression felt. You need to make sure that everybody on that offense knows what the expectations are. And
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What would prompt a brand new NFL head coach with a somewhat superstar quarterback in a new offense to come in his very first practice where they're out there full go without pads now? In his very first practice, what would prompt him to kick the entire offense off the field in the first practice? What would prompt him to do that?
So there's two things: sloppiness and lack of attention to details. Those two things.
There you go.
I'm sure that Coach Johnson found those very 2 details appalling and asinine. And I applaud him for sitting their asses down. There's 4 A's right there.
Trip, do you think he's trying to showboat? Kids, do you think he's trying to showboat, or was he trying to make a point that you motherfuckers?
Did you see the look in his eyes when he's on the sidelines? He's not a showboating kind of guy. He's that kind of fucking guy that is kind of like, hey man, a coach is tripping. Don't go down there right now. And we're grown ass men like walk around to avoid him because he's on the warpath because somebody did something that wasn't, attentive to the detail.
There's a Pro Bowler that he threw off the field too.
I don't give a damn.
Okay, I just want to make sure y'all remember.
Then why was a Pro Bowler not doing what he was supposed to be doing?
Is he part of the offense?
He's brought
Why
it
was,
up. Bro.
why was the Pro Bowler, not doing his jumping off sides or whatever the hell the Pro Bowler was doing? I got sat down. It was with his first unit team, and they need to be doing up downs together. They need to be doing gasses together because guess what? When they over there together, they're gonna be talking to each other like, "Look, man, we fucking up, or you fucking up, or I'm fucking up, or whatever the case may be." There's gonna be some realization of fucking up going on, and now when we go back out to practice tomorrow, first team, get your asses out there, and I want to see some improvement.
And you know what, Trips? And I think Joe Tooney, I just mentioned him, Quasi, that Joe Tooney was that Pro Bowler. And I know he's probably one of those guys that's seen it, done it, and knows what the good shit looks like.
Mm-hmm.
He knows, like, yeah, that's right. We should get kicked out the field. It's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he didn't know, them up downs made sure
That was Dennis Allen on the defensive side of the ball.
Dennis Allen was he didn't you tell me
no, Ben Johnson wasn't doing that. That was Dennis Allen.
Oh, it was Dennis Allen on the defense side.
Those dudes just got kicked off the field.
Okay. Man, I would have made them do up downs too, man. Just because.
Well, yeah. So it was a defense have to do up downs, and the offense got kicked off the field.
I'm cold blooded.
Yeah, I like this.
The reason why I'm saying I'd make them do up downs too is because you kind of, given the scenario that you just brought up, Nomad, with Joe Tooney being a Pro Bowler, now he's sitting on the sideline. You want him vexed. You want him to be like, oh no, I don't, you know what I mean? I should not be doing no up downs with the rest of y'all. Y'all need to clean up and straighten up. You know what I mean?
For the offensive like that, I would rather have, Tooney, getting in their ear, reading them the riot act.
That's
whereas the defense, y'all do them up downs. I like that balance to where they can get more cerebral as an offense and come together, and work out the details so they can run some plays. This is even before they ran any goddamn plays, for fuck's sake.
Here's the thing, man, and I want to say this openly so everybody understands. A day wasted is a day lost. Every single day, every single hour, every single minute of these practices are crucial. You only get 6 weeks, and 6 weeks sounds like an eternity to your average person. But a person going through a camp, when you're just trying to install, and trying to get some of these plays off, and you're doing it in a pace that, okay, we're just going to see how many plays we can install and see what happens at the end of the week when we come together and try to speed up the tempo. Let's see if they can get these things off and be clean about those reps. When I say be clean, no flaws, no late coming out of the huddle and no problems getting off, the line of scrimmage. That's the game. If you can get in and out of the huddle at the right time and get the playoff with no hiccups, now you got something going on. Now you feel like everybody's starting to feel where they need to be at what time and who's supposed to be in motion when they shift, when they check, all this kind of stuff. You're trying to clean up. And I can hear Ben Johnson at the presser today, and I ain't gonna lie to you, he sounded a little bit overwhelmed when he's talking about this. That's the thing that really worries him, is we only got 6 weeks to get this done, and it's a lot to be done.
That's the irritating part, though. That's the frustrating part. We broke camp. I'm talking in my head coach voice, but we broke mini camps, rookie camps, OTAs, and we all had a plan to come back to training camp and get ready for this season, ready to do some things. And now you sons of bitches can't even line up. Oh, hell no. And so you got to set that tone and say, hey, you're not doing it right now. You're not going to do it right in the game, which is, we saw that a lot in the Flus regime. So that attention to the detail now is important, so that when you bring your ass back out to practice tomorrow and going forward, our levels of expectations here and where we need to be to get to where we want to go. And now next season and subsequent season, that tone, that culture is already embedded. Right now, they're just setting it for the on-field expectations and just learning the personality of the coaches. Ben Johnson's a first-time head coach. He has a lot of, pressure coming from a lot of different directions aside from the offense. So, how will he be able to manage, his anger and frustrations when teaching. So, it's not just the players thing, it's the coaches thing as well that, we got to pay attention to and look for the growth and development in.
Hey, you know what, kids? If I was Ben Johnson, I wouldn't get a lick of sleep tonight because the first thing I'm doing 8 o'clock tomorrow morning when the players get in, when I get my offensive group in there, first thing, we're not looking at no tape. We ain't going to have no conversation. Ain't going to be no fucking speeches. We're getting right on the field. And we're going to get that clean right now. Because if we can't do that, we can't go forward. If we can't get in and out with the play call and get to the line of scrimmage and get the cadence right, we screwed. We're getting that right before all the rest of the guys get in the building and they get done with their meetings and film sessions and the defense gets out there and gets ready for us. We getting that shit together. I wouldn't get no sleep. That's the first thing I would be doing. We're going to get that cleaned up today.
It's funny you say it like that because I would be the opposite. I would sleep like a baby because I know in the morning, I'm just saying, I sleep like a baby in the morning because I'm making everybody do some level of push up or up, down or something. And while you're doing it, I'm letting you know what the expectation is. Like everything you just said is what I'm saying to them. We need to get this thing clean. This needs to be clean, or this is the results. I will pull you off. We'll be doing extra work, you know what I mean? Extra workout until you understand that this is the expectation that I have for this team. They need to understand it. They need to know. And I'd like to think that the impression was felt today. We'll see what practice looks like the next time around. But I would double down. That's why I'm saying I would sleep just fine. I'm like, oh no, these dudes are gonna hate me tomorrow.
And wasn't it the coaches, not the coaches, excuse me, the players, saying, hey, we want to be coached hard. And
oh yeah,
those careful what you wish for type situations, because now they getting it hard. And no Diddy, but I don't know how they're taking it. How will they react to it? Will they show up, more focused and uniform, 8 a.m. in the morning, or will they, be more bitter and pointing fingers or, shook? What will their response be?
Yeah, that the guys are going to either hate you or love you, just like Andre said. I'm going to be the mean ogre. I'm going to be the troll under the bridge. And what I know now in hindsight, given training camps I've been through, is that when you're dealing with it in the moment, and you heard Dennis Allen talk about this when he was at his presser. He's talking about how training camp is like a dark tunnel. You won't see any light. I don't know what just happened here. What'd you just do, kids?
My bad.
Quit fucking with shit. All right, but it's you only get a certain amount of allotted time. I don't think training camp is long enough. I don't think they get enough time putting on the pads and actually physically getting ready for a season. I think that is a problem. But in particular for the Chicago Bears, with the new coach, a new quarterback, and to me, it's a lot of people that think, okay, he gets his rookie season all over. No, it's not like that. He's just learning a new language. That's all he's doing. And trying to get acclimated to it, changing up his footwork, throw that into it. You're going to have a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Lots of stuff. You're talking about a couple of guys that's coming in and out at the left tackle. The rest of the line is pretty solidified. Think about all those intangibles. Think about all those intangibles and what can possibly go wrong with all that.
All kinds of things.
And so everybody's getting all antsy and getting beside themselves. This is exactly what I expected to happen at the very beginning of training camp.
Me too.
Get your ass off the field because you ain't ready. Come back when you're ready. That's exactly what should be happening.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying Coach Johnson went all Richard Gere on him, as Minister Charles is referring to.
Damn. Don't put that up on the screen.
I ain't putting that on there.
I think y'all get the reference.
Gerbils getting up in there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay.
Extra sauce. We ain't doing that right now. All right. So another thing that came out, if y'all want to continue to talk about the offense, Caleb, another person that showed up on the offense today was my guy, J.P. Richardson. I told y'all.
The aforementioned.
I told you. Told you.
What did
That's
JP
why I
do
ain't worried.
today, Nomad? What did JP do?
Two reasons why I ain't worried about Luther Burden. Olamide Zaccheaus, J.P. Richardson. Luther, take all the time you need to get your fat ass in shape. Olamide Zaccheaus, J.P. Richardson got that shit. That's all I'm saying. And maybe they were preparing for, the worst possible case scenario if things didn't go right with Luther Burden as far as his contract and, all that kind of stuff was in the writing. You know what I mean? Especially after those other second rounders got signed, they had to add this to the chapters and make this part of the story. It's a good thing that they got J.P. Richardson. I'm not telling y'all that J.P. Richardson is going to end up being Tyreek Hill or anything like that, but I'm telling you guys right now, when I told you guys he was a dude, I meant he was a dude. And he's definitely standing out so far.
Well, yeah, even Sam was like, damn, no, man. You know what I'm saying? even Sam had to jump in and say, yeah. So I'm still worried about Luther Burden. But to give you a little bit of props, I have a lot of faith in Olamide Zaccheaus. But hey, man, if the young buck JP come through and do some things, I ain't mad at you. You keep making your impression felt. You keep grabbing that brass ring when you're given the opportunity to do so. You grab that brass ring, boy. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and every rep that a player is off the field because he's nursing an injury, JJ, Burton, or whoever it is, that gives the opportunity for somebody else to, put some tape out there for the coaches to take a second look at. It's like, this kid ain't half bad at all. And so if JP's out there doing things, it's like, Luther, go ahead. Go and take your time, homie. We go ahead and put you on that pup. We'll holler at you 4 weeks into the season and see if your ass is in shape and ready to go. Go on, JP. Let's see what else you can do, kid. So I mean, you just never know what happens. It's availability is the main thing, because no matter how good you are as a player, if you ain't on the field, none of that matters. It's who's out there and who can perform.
Tristan said the whole kit and caboodle right there. You can be a really good player. It's one thing to look at stuff on film. It's one thing to know the plays. Let's just say I got the plays down cold, down to a science. And I'm looking at them on my iPad. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to be when they call this, when they shift this, when he calls a hot this, hot that. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. That's one thing. To know those things down cold, you can be a scientist at knowing that stuff on the iPad. But when it comes to touching grass, when you have to adjust to the people around you, when you have to pay attention to the quarterback's cues and be in alignment with everybody around you, that's an entirely different beast. Luther Burden has lost a lot of valuable time, and I hope that his talent can overwhelm the amount of time that he's lost. I really do. I hope so, but you cannot replace that time that he spent off the field.
Yeah. Like I say, good luck to JP. Let's throw it back at JP. I'm reading Sam's comments and shout out to the Bishop out there too. I'm reading both y'all comments, but I'm gonna leave Luther Burden in that situation alone. I think I've beat that just about to death.
We started talking about JP and ended up at Samo.
You know what I mean? We ended up at Luther Burden anyhow, but it's a fair conversation, because the flip side of that coin is now somebody else can step up and make a name for themselves, right? Make themselves famous. So if that opportunity is given to JP Richardson and he's able to do it, I ain't mad at you, JP, man. You go, you do it. You take that opportunity, you run with it, because there's an Eminem song about this. I'll leave that alone.
Hey, kids, movie quote. Who said this? I'll make you famous.
The Billy the Kid,
Young Guns.
Young
Mhm.
Guns, Billy the Kid.
Very nice. Very nice.
Here's another thing that should be spoken to when we talk about the defensive side of the ball. It's pretty clear to me. Number one, they are allowing, and TJ came to the presser today to confirm what a lot of us were speculating about, and that is, TJ getting middle linebacker reps, getting Mike.
Glad you brought that up. I was going to ask about that. All right.
The truth is, yes, he's getting Mike reps, but they're cross training, and that's another thing we talked about a lot on this channel is why it's important for everybody to touch everything, because that makes your team better, because you don't feel pressured or you don't have to change your defense a whole lot when you have guys capable at one spot or another. So in particular, the linebacker spots. And so there's 3 roles to play out there. So if every guy knows every one of those roles, then you don't really come up short when somebody gets an ankle rolled up on and he's through for the rest of the game. You don't feel like you have to overcompensate for that guy because you got, viable replacements. You can just shift TJ over there, or you can shift Tremaine over there, or you can shift Ruben over there. You can put what's his name from out of Oregon. Either way, Noah Sewell. Having all those guys touch all those positions, I know exactly what the coaches are trying to do. You get 53 guys to play with, and if all those guys know different roles, then those 53 are a lot more valuable than 53 that only knows one particular role. Would you say?
No question there. I'm just thinking though that like TJ's great sideline to sideline. Like he's such a fantastic linebacker. The flip side here is, personally, I just feel Tremaine was kind of misused. Maybe they just use him they utilize his speed much more so than his length, because he's fast as all sin, and I don't think we saw it very frequently at all. So we'll see. I like the idea of having them interchangeable, especially from a backup perspective. If one gets hurt, the other can sort of step into the other guy's role, if needed, if so desired. But I have a feeling they're gonna. And I've been saying this for a minute. Like, I have a feeling they're going to utilize Tremaine Edmonds much more so on the blitz. And I think we're going to see some very positive gains from this. I think that was a mistake that Flus made.
Yeah, to go along with what Minister Charles is saying, Tremaine is saying, hey, I'm your Huckleberry when you need somebody to get after the quarterback. And because he's so fast, he can – cover tight ends, running backs, out of the backfield.
Wait a minute, Trish. You remember when Ked said TJ would dust Tremaine in a race?
Bro, the way that I said it, and you're laughing, but look at it. Look at the games, bro.
You gonna double down on that, man? You supposed to laugh at that.
I'm going to double down on my take. I'm doubling down on my take.
Oh, man.
You watch the same football games that I'm watching. We're watching TJ Edwards sideline to sideline, and we're watching Tremaine Edmonds.
Can't leave that alone.
Well, I would say in a foot race that Tremaine Edmonds is faster.
No, Tremaine killed TJ in a foot race. It's fast.
On a football field, Edwards has more football speed.
Oh, my God.
More game speed. But what we saw from Tremaine was being utilized, 20 yards back in the zone to where you're just kind of standing there. So we didn't really see him a lot. But when he did blitz, he was disruptive. And he usually got home, but he just didn't blitz a lot.
I wish I had a commercial to cut to, but God, that's going to come out in the short.
But he
tells Bear.
It's true though. That's what we saw. We didn't see him in blitz capacity very frequently because Flutes decided not to blitz with the guy.
Y'all crazy.
But being in the
blitz, crazy. You tell me Flutes blitz with the man?
Both of y'all crazy as fuck. Y'all know
he didn't blitz a lot. But I mean, him on the blitz is good, not only with his speed, but because of his length and height.
Yes.
You know, if the quarterback sees him coming and he gets tall, now he's in the passing lane like some bitch. I just don't think, like Kez was saying, that he was utilized to the best of his ability in Fluce's defense. He was just, oh, you're tall, go out there and stand in the middle of the field and put your arms up, was kind of basically the mantra that he was being utilized with, which obviously doesn't live up to the contract that he was playing for.
It's
Meanwhile, TJ's going sideline to sideline, running all over the place, making tackles.
Hold on, man. Right. Everything is perspective. They play two different roles. Mike's role in a 4-3 defense is totally different than a Will's role in a 4-3 defense. Number one. TJ is going to naturally play closer to the line of scrimmage than Tremaine Edmonds. Number one. Those are just principal things that you have to understand about that in their two roles. That's one. Two is, when the ball is snapped, 9 times out of 10, if it wasn't, let's just say a particular down, Tremaine Edmonds, his first steps are backwards. So is he going to get naturally to a ball faster than TJ Edwards, who is lined up and his role and his assignment is more close to the line of scrimmage? It's going to look like he's way more fast.
So what's awesome? So like you just gave a nuanced detail exactly why I said what I said. So why'd you double down on it? God damn it, brother! You just literally explained why.
That didn't make no sense.
That's why I'm double downing on it. You literally just explained it. TJ looks faster because he's being utilized in a specific manner.
We have different roles, man.
I'm fully aware of this. I understand that, and that's why I'm also saying that Tremaine, quite possibly in a different role, might be way more effective. Right? If they actually utilize his speed in this scenario, he might be getting in just like Triple R was saying. He might be getting in, he might be splitting defense, he might be getting into passing lanes as well with his hands. It may work out so much better for Tremaine as opposed to just getting back.
Man, that guy is fine at will linebacker. He will be fine at will linebacker. If he has to play, I'm talking about TJ. Tremaine is fine at middle linebacker. He just had to play coverage in a zone coverage particular kind of defense. And it didn't look good all the time because he was constantly on the chase. He was constantly late to the ball because he's playing backwards. Yeah. They were in a vulnerable defense that exposed them and made them look worse than they actually are. In a man coverage concept, this guy is going to be more valuable than you can imagine at Mike linebacker. And so whether it's TJ or whether it's Tremaine at Mike, doesn't matter to me because I think both of them can get it done. They're just getting asked to do a different thing now. That's all.
I'm with it.
That's all, man. I know why people got disenchanted with Tremaine Edmonds. You see the highlights and you see a live play. It can look like somebody is probably not worth your money. Why ain't he getting all the tackles? Why ain't he stopping this? Why ain't he doing that? If you look at the game in those lenses, you're gonna probably come away with Tremaine Edmonds was a waste of a free agent signing. You're probably gonna come away like that. But if you see the game through the lens that you should, you'll know that it wasn't him. It was basically Matt Eberflus exposing him.
I didn't want to go down that road. I'm not gonna. Because I think he's going to improve. I think he's going to take a huge leap this season and prove for the most part why he's making big money and make some level of a play to make big money again. That's what I foresee in the future of Tremaine Edmonds. I don't want to go down the general aspect of it being a bad signing because
a lot of people in the fan base that's where their minds are, kids.
Mind's why I'm trying to avoid it, and you brought it back. My mind's there, but there's reasons for it. The reason around it really is that you didn't sign Roquan and you laughed at signing an off-ball linebacker and paying big money to an off-the-ball linebacker, and then went and paid big money to an off-the-ball linebacker. That's why, for me, it's kind of crazy.
So if your main job is to protect the middle third of the field, you know what I mean, that's your main objective. You're trying to make sure that nothing, you're trying to control the traffic in the middle third of the field while everybody else is playing cloud coverages around you. Your main number one goal is make sure ain't nobody throwing nothing behind you or over your head. So your position, your mindset is different in that kind of space, right? When you're playing that kind of concept versus when you're in man, and they're going to say, lock up Travis Kelce, lock up 87 with Detroit, lock up this guy. I want to see if you can stop him. That length and that speed is going to pay so many more dividends in that concept than, you know, I need you to control this slate of grass here. You know, that's why you're going to see a different Tremaine Edmonds.
I agree. I think we will. I think he's going to be worth his weight this season, and I think we're all going to see it. I think we're going to see more or less the return of what what the Buffalo Bills know as Tremaine Edmonds. That's really what I foresee happening this time around.
Give me that length, give me that speed, give me that range in man coverage versus zone coverage, which could have been a good situation for him if we'd have had the pass rush to complement that.
And that's the missing link.
He'd have picked off probably 3 or 4 more passes and probably scored 3 touchdowns more and probably got a whole lot more tackles for loss if he'd have had a pass rush to complement what he can bring to the table.
I agree.
Without that, they're all exposed.
I agree.
Any more thoughts on that before we get ready to wrap this up? Because I do believe there's – let me see. Oh, yeah. We talk about Jereen Robinson got cut and Alex Cook?
Only briefly.
So I think Jereen Robinson I think Tanoh is that guy. He got replaced. But Alex Cook is a DB. And I think there's a move to be made, in my opinion.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about, though? Did we talk about so we talked about what's his name now? So did we talk about Trey Flowers?
No, we didn't, but if y'all want to, go ahead.
Well, you're the resident corner. You're the resident DB.
I mean, he's a traveling corner. I remember him out of Oregon State, long, about 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in that neighborhood. Very rangy corner. They put an emphasis on finding guys with length. Now, I'm glad you brought this up, Kez, because that was the missing conversation that I was going after. And this is not about Trey Flowers. I think that's a move to, kind of bolster the situation because we won't have Jaylen for 3 weeks. And we need depth, guys that take reps to, practice looks. I think if Trey Flowers sticks to this team, I think that means there's a guy on this roster that's not cutting it. I think other than that, 3 weeks into it, when Jaylen Johnson gets back, he's cut. That's what I think of that signing. But let me talk about something a little bit more significant, and that is the fact that Terrell Smith is not getting Jaylen Johnson's reps. It's Nahshon Wright. Now, Terrell Smith wasn't there. He was there and not there. He wasn't consistently available during OTAs, and Nahshon Wright was. So Dennis Allen is giving those reps to Nahshon Wright. He was asked about that in the presser, and he was kind of vague about it, and he kind of put the pencil and drew the line under what I just said was, Nahshon Wright was available. He's got the most reps, and we ran with him with the ones. And that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen moving forward. But significant or insignificant, I'll let you guys take it from there.
I didn't realize that. I thought I heard that Tyreek Stevenson was playing that he was playing Jaylen Johnson's role.
Well, maybe he was on that particular side of the field, but the opposite corner should have been Terrell Smith, but no, it wasn't.
I agree. I agree. So you're saying it's okay. So Tyreek could move
or insignificant.
No, I think it's significant. I think it's very significant. Oh man, maybe it's insignificant. And the reason I'm saying it might be insignificant is just maybe Dennis Allen doesn't know this secondary roster yet. Maybe he's not familiar with these guys as players yet.
Well, I don't think that it really is that huge of a significance right now because, just like we mentioned with the offensive left tackle, they're putting guys in, putting guys out, seeing how they look, how they react on this side, that side, and it's a who's available kind of thing as well. Terrell Smith, remember, he was drafted under the last regime's, player specifications. Would those Dennis Allen specifications be different for a corner? And does Terrell Smith fit those? Now, I believe that Al Harris, being the DB coach, is going to get what he can out of these players. And Deshaun Wright, he's like a third-year guy, so he's an up-and-comer, fighting for not only a job, but, to make a name for himself. And so he could be one of those free agent talents that comes in and is just like, yeah, this roster spot, that's mine. The rest of y'all can go kick rocks. I don't give a shit. And, I'm good with it. If Terrell Smith wins it out, cool. If Deshaun Wright wins it out, cool. I got no favorites. I just want the best players out there.
So go ahead.
No, I just want to say I don't want to, because I spend a lot of time on this channel this offseason, especially talking about, because Tripp just said a bunch of what I want to say here, but I'm just going to put a little extra on it because it's sauce. That's what we do. He's right about when he was drafted, why he was drafted. He was drafted to play a certain concept. And what Dennis Allen is doing now is basically slowly flushing out those guys that were drafted for that, because he needs to bring his own types of players in here. And is he bringing guys in that are more accustomed to more man coverage? Probably so. Is he shitting on Terrell Smith? I don't think so. I think this is just a challenge for Terrell Smith to step up his game. If you don't want to be looked at as a guy that was strictly a zone corner, that's what he played mostly when he was in Minnesota, and that's why Flus was pressed to draft him. And he impressed Poles enough to draft him. He was brought here for that. And so either Terrell Smith is going to step up and be a lockdown corner. He's going to take it personal and get in there and get those reps and lock motherfuckers down, or he's going to end up getting flushed out or moved to another position.
So I'll read what Big Samo said here. So Allen said that it was because Smith didn't get a lot of reps during the offseason, but that he's excited to see what Smith can do with the starters while Jaylen Johnson is
I would
out.
be too, because you got that kind of size and that kind of length. You want to see how far you can stretch that guy. Can you stretch him out, and can he live up to what you're going to ask him to do? Yeah, that dude's got the intangibles to fit in what Dennis Allen wants to do. Can he be as good a man corner as he is a zone corner? That's all they're trying to figure out.
Peace to the bishop, man. You go get that money, brother. You do your thing.
Right on.
So I'm kind of right there with Sam on this one. There's one comment that I will make, though. There's one thing that both Nahshon Wright and Trey Flowers have in common. You guys know where I'm going.
Height.
You damn straight.
Trying to bring in work.
6'3" versus 6 feet tall. That's Nahshon Wright and Trey Flowers versus Terrell Smith. So
Terrell Smith is more 6'2", bro.
Okay. I'm looking at.
He's a big corner. He's over 200 pounds too.
I'm looking at the I'm looking at the stats that I'm looking at, and that's what they're giving him. They're giving him about 6 foot tall. Maybe I thought he was 6'2". To be frank with you, that's what I thought too. But we're talking in comparison to a 6'4" and a 6'3" guy. Plus, again, the guy they drafted was also about 6'4". In my understanding, it sounds very much like DA appreciates tall, height in the secondary. And I wish I could argue with them because, when I think about the Legion of Boom and the height that they brought, it was very effective.
Well, I mean, aren't you saying basically the same thing that Nomad put up that graphic about Dennis Allen's type for defensive end and size wise? Where they all fit that, 6'7", 270 or so pound mold. It could be the same for his defensive backs.
Yeah.
6'3" and up, running 4.4s.
He's expecting to me, the way I see him designing this thing is he's expecting to really get in the face. And I'm talking about, this is why you go get a Grady Jarrett to back that line of scrimmage up alongside of Javon Dexter and other big defensive guys on the front to really get in the face of the quarterback. If nothing else, get them arms up and change in passing lane. What you do on the backside of that, talking about the linebackers, talking about the DBs, if you got lengthier guys, those guys are going to stand a chance. If that quarterback's got to get that ball out a little faster, those lengthier guys are going to make plays on the ball. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get playmakers on the other side of the ball to complement that length up front. Makes sense, like a lot of sense to me.
Right. I'm pretty sure Trey Flowers was on that Legion of Boom team.
No, he wasn't on that team. He ain't that.
He's not that old, is he?
No.
He played for Seattle for a couple of years.
I remember when he got drafted by them, everybody's excited as shit about him, but that defense, again, wasn't the Legion of Boom. And, when DBs don't have the kind of front and the kind of attack that team had up front and with the linebackers, who gets the blame? The DBs. So it all works in concert, every last bit of it. 11-man defensive football is played on a string. And if there's a weak part of that string, some part of the other side of that, whether it be the front side, the back side, it's going to get exposed. That's all it is to it.
You got it.
So, yeah, that's my take. It could be another 30 things that I could be talking about what happened in today's camp, and I'll leave it to you guys. If y'all want to continue to converse, we can. But to me, I think we've done
what we needed to do. What about you, Trip? What do you think?
Yeah, we've already covered, everything as far as we can, inside and out, autopsied it, seeing what it had for its last meal and all kinds of stuff. And it's only the first goddamn day.
We got autopsy, we got dead motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, we got all up in it. We done beat Burton to hell. We done traded
Burton up, man.
And who else did we trade? Oh, Jaylen,
Zach Dickens, everybody gone.
Everybody gone. Yeah, but it's first day of camp, yay. So, I mean, it's 8 a.m. in the morning, how will the team respond? How will the coaches respond? And will everybody stay healthy? And can we keep progressing and growing and keeping it moving? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, and FGB.
And by the way, man, just in case you've been here this long, it's over 100-something people in this chat. And if you didn't,
damn.
And if you didn't at least like the show, because there was some very good football conversation going on here, and if you're not subscribed to the channel and you've been watching from the outside, you probably musty, probably stink, and you probably need a shower.
Smell like
what y'all doing? Quit waiting, hit the subscribe button. You know this is some good stuff. Obviously, there's some people that know some football around here, and that's what you came here to listen to.
No, man, leave my guy Triple R alone, man.
You musty? You musty?
Oh, smelling like onions.
Oh, snap. Look, if there's a hundo in the chat, big shout out to all y'all for coming through. But by all means, give a little bit of that love over at the Kids of Canuck channel on YouTube. Give me a like, share, subscribe. On the way out, please, I would appreciate it. We're trying to grow and do bigger things. Sooner or later, we're gonna have a little fantasy football love going on where we touch base on the grander NFL. You will see some new faces on the show. Things will be awesome. And in order to do that, I need your support. So by all means, give me a little bit of love over there at Kids of Canuck. I would definitely appreciate it. And I know a friend of mine would appreciate it if you helped him out as well. Go check out Sports Chicago Style. Give him a little bit of love, like, share, subscribe, and do the same darn thing right here at the Nomad Network. Trips.
Yeah, thank you. Sports Chicago Style. That's what's going on right now as we are in the midst of our review of the coaches and every player in the position grouping. We've covered the rookies. We've covered the free agents and trade acquisitions. We covered the quarterbacks. We covered the running backs. And I believe next up is the tight ends. So if you have not reviewed those, you check in with the crew and see what the Bears are doing. And also be on the lookout for Trip Kundo as well as Shay Trip with Chef Trips. 2 separate channels under the Sports Chicago Style umbrella. Family of quality creative content creation.
Amen. Amen. Support both of these brothers because that's why we do it. We do it over here on the channel. And so everybody can get a diving board and splash off into their own thing. That's what we foster over here. Growth. We want to see growth. We want to see people do well. And, you know, just because this is the place you start, this is not always going to be the place you finish. And so we want to see people do better. And I support both of them. And they know that, man. They like my brothers. And our 4th brother is out there in the chat, Samo, man. I support the shit out of him. And we all love him. We all love him, not just me. We all love him. Go ahead, kids. What'd you say?
I'm just saying 5 and 6 brothers out there. So shout out to all y'all.
Bishop and hell, shit, Darius out there. Hey, this is just love over here, man. That's what we do. I want to say this before we get out of here, man. If you're somewhere watching this show and you've been here for 3 hours and you're somewhere deciding whether or not you should subscribe to the channel, if you still at that place, I'm questionable about you, man. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Yes, we are not like the every Bears podcast that's out here trying to be straight lace and bow tie and, you know, buttoned up. Nah, I ain't trying to do all that shit. We are ourselves for a reason. We are us for a reason. We are us for a reason. We play around. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of jokes. We have a lot of back and forth talk. Anytime you've been here this long and you're not subscribed to the channel, I wonder about you. Is it really us or is it you? I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, subscribe to the channel, man. We got a lot moving forward. We're going to have probably in the next 24 to 48 hours, Feed the Bears is going to come back out, the daily podcast. We're going to start doing a lot more of that, more of the shorts. We're going to do, we're going to change up some stuff because we have to. It's the season that's coming up. And so we're going to have to adjust to the season. We're going to do the live content. We're going to do the post-game content. We're going to do all that kind of stuff. So, of course, you're going to get a lot more content from the channel because this is the content time of the year. You know what I mean? You got to produce. And so to support these guys, you know, Kez has got his Superflex stuff coming out. We're going to start working on that to try to make sure that we got that going on. And also to button that up, we've got the website that's going to come out probably in the next 24 to 48 hours, hopefully. And I'll get Kez. Kez gave me a positive head nod on that. So we should have that going on in the next couple of days here. Also, Trips is going to be featured on that website and what he's doing over there. He is such a involving. He's like an amoeba. If you know what that is, if you went to science class, If you didn't just walk past the school, you went into school, you know exactly what the goddamn amoeba is. That guy just kind of morphs into whatever. And so that's what Trips is doing on his channel. So in support of both of those guys, man, we're going to do everything we can to foster the growth of both of them. That's what we do over here. Just try to grow people. And we're trying to grow ourselves over here on the Nomad Network. We're not big, huge, but we're going to get there. We'll get there eventually. But I love you all, and I love everybody in the chat. Samo, Bishop, Crimson, and everybody else that I didn't mention. We're talking about Daryl. We're talking about his son, Breon. Breon, we need some more of you up in here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button too, Breon. We need more and more of that, man. That was special. I don't know if we ever experienced, Kez and Trips, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. A guy that's been supporting us for a long time actually brought his family. And son,
closest thing is Patty and Armando.
Oh, yeah.
Patty and Junior. Shout out to Junior. Man, I'm sorry, Junior. Anyways, that's probably the closest thing we've seen from a family perspective like that. But big respect to Daryl, big respect to his son. Y'all, like, honestly, it's getting late, y'all. I would go through the entire list, but I'm just gonna give a special shout out to Paul tonight, and we'll shut it down. Shout out to Paul Rodriguez. I know you're gone, Paul, but Paul shouted us out on Twitter, giving us a little bit of a different look here tonight. So I wanted to get back at Paul. So big love to all y'all for coming through, and thanks for supporting us.
And before we get out of here, I just want to leave you guys with this thought before I give you my famous words. If you have not seen the new Raekwon video, the Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan, for those who don't know, that's probably a must-watch for you. It's unique, it's cutting edge, and it's using AI to his advantage. It's called, I think, Bear Hill, I think is the name of it. That is a must watch. He is turning into a werewolf as a Wu-Tang Clan member. Just saying. It's dope, and I love new stuff, and I love different. So just to say that to you guys before we get out of here and leave you with these famous words. If you can think it and you can see it, there's no reason in the world why you cannot absolutely manifest it. Do not, and I repeat, do not be a prisoner of your own mind. But with that being said, we are